that beat? You feel that beat? It's the CNET Live beat. All right, guys, good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here, CNET Live, covering Apple's expected iPad and iMac event. Let's just get to it and introduce the characters here in the house. Mr. Donald Bell.
Good morning, Brian Tong.
Good morning.
It's good to be here.
I am
again.
Anticipating your skepticism.
Yeah.
Your negative energy.
I've been bottling it up all yesterday. I was super positive yesterday, so I could just bring all my negative, skeptical, pessimistic energy to this show.
It makes me happy to work with someone like you on a daily basis.
Yep.
Thank you. Donald Bell in the house. Also, our producer extraordinaire.
Howdy.
Hey, Beecham, what time were we supposed to start the show at?
We're supposed to start at 7:45.
At 8:45?
8. What time is it?
One of those.
It's 8:40.
What time?
I was so confused. I thought I had to start the stream at 8:45, and then we're going to hang out for 15, and then go at 9, and then everyone's like, Steve,
we're all here. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
it was awesome. Stephen Beecham, if you guys watch and hang out with us, you know this show is impossible without him, but it just cracked us all up that we were hanging out and waiting, and then Stephen was like, wait, I thought we were going at 9. We're like,
yeah, I'm like, we got like 8 minutes, guys. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Awesome. So we are here again to cover Apple's event out in Cupertino. We're going to give you guys a live look at what it looks like outside of the headquarters. This is not going to be a large event over at Moscone or anything. This is actually on Apple's headquarters, their campus, One Infinite Loop in Cupertino, California. That's actually my hometown where I was grew up a little.
It's in your blood.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
totally in your blood.
elementary school, junior high, Monte Vista High School, Matadors.
They don't have an on-campus elementary school here at Apple yet?
They probably do. They probably do. So there you go. That's, if you've never been there, it's a nice place. The best place to go there, though, for all you Apple freaks, is the company store. Only open on weekdays. You can only buy like exclusive, cultish merchandise.
Right. They sell
like
any of the
Apple
rainbow
logo
Apple
clothing.
logo gear? Or?
I don't know if they do anymore.
No.
But clothes for babies to get them while they're young, bibs, shirts, all that stuff.
I like how they'd have like a discount rack that has all the rainbow Apple logos.
Actually, the collectors are like just sucking those
Yeah.
up. Also, on the phone lines, you know what? We've never had an actual chance to introduce our phone operator extraordinaire. It rotates, but today
we have the spare camera.
Miss Allison Tom. Can she hear us talking
No,
right?
she can't
Is
at all,
it delayed?
No.
Look at that. Look at how excited
maybe.
she is.
Yeah.
She cannot wait to take your
calls.
calls.
Man.
She's real sweet. She just looks.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
she
serious
just.
there.
You know how they have a. I don't want to bring it up, but have you heard of resting bee face? You know what I'm talking about? Let's check out Allison
does
right
not
now.
have one
Let's
at all.
go there. Let's go. Oh,
There you go.
See, resting happy face. All right. Okay, guys, so just to kind of set this stage, we have obviously several of CNET's own live bloggers on site, Tim Stevens, Shara Tipkin, and Dan Ackerman. So what we wanted to do to kind of get things rolling before we take your calls and tweets, we'll get to that in a second, we're going to show you a little clip just moments ago that they shot, just some of the things, not all, but some of the things that we expect to see here at this keynote.
Hey everyone, we're here in Cupertino at Apple's headquarters in time for their big event. I'm Shara Tipkin, a senior writer with CNET, and Tim Stevens, our editor-at-large, will be reporting from inside. Tim, what do you think we're going to see today?
I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to see some iPads. Apple kind of spoiled the fun for us a little bit, publishing the manual yesterday describing some of the details of the new iPads, the iPad Air 2 and the Mini Retina 3, I think was. Or
Yeah.
Is that what they're going to call it?
Yeah, the Mini Retina 3.
So we're going back to numerals, which is, I think, a little bit unfortunate. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, but like, what do you call it after, I mean, how many names can you come up for?
Yeah, I suppose so. But, looking at the usual upgrades, a little bit faster processor. We're going to get finally Touch ID on the iPads, which is something we've been waiting for a while. So I'm eager to see what they can do with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Apple Pay on the iPads. So I don't think people are going to be taking these and like tapping it at like the cash register.
I don't know. You wouldn't have thought people would be taking them to concerts and
Yeah.
taking pictures either, yet they certainly do.
Yeah, but I think for Apple Pay, it's going to be more allowing to do in-app purchases where you just like touch your thumb and it knows all your payment information, where you're shipping, which is awesome. Just such a time saver.
Yeah, and it's so much better than having to type in your password for iTunes all the time, especially if you're using a secure password, which we all know now that we should be doing.
Yeah, and so I mean, we're also going to see Macs today, which is great. There are a couple that haven't been updated for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been waiting for a new iMac for a long time, and the Mac Mini hasn't been updated for a long time. And there's certainly a lot of opportunity. Even though desktop sales are declining, it's still a very important segment for Apple.
Yeah. I mean, so I think we're going to see higher resolution iMac, Mac Mini with faster processor.
Could we see a touch iMac? Do you think?
I don't know. I think that there are some issues with that because you have to figure out, if you have a touch monitor, it probably has to be iOS 8 as opposed to Mac OS 10 because OS 10 isn't designed for touch.
Yeah, we've certainly seen Yosemite's been around for a while now. A lot of people have been using the beta. I've actually been using the beta. It's great, but there certainly doesn't appear to be any touch support in the operating system, and that really needs to be baked in there pretty tightly in order for it to work. And without any sign there, yeah, probably not looking good for a touch iMac today.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll bring you all the updates from inside and back to you in San Francisco.
Thank you, Shara. Thank you very much. That was very sweet of her.
And Tim.
And Tim, too.
Yeah.
Well, Tim didn't say bye to us. Shara did.
Oh.
Very rude. Very rude. Actually, I wanted to show something else that we have here. Resting D face. D.
Oh, D.
Not B. D. D.
A resting defense.
Yeah. That's actually how Donald looks like while the keynote's going on. It's resting D face. All right, guys, this show is all about you as well. We know we really like to get you involved, engaged in the conversation while we talk. You can call us, variety of ways to reach out to us, but call us, most important, call the hotline 1-888-900-CNET. That's a 2638. This is a thing that I have trouble with constantly, the number to call. But, phone lines are open. Allison will take your calls. We want to hear what you want to talk about. You can talk about anything from iPads, iMacs, Mac Minis. You want to still talk about iPhones?
Apple Pay. I want to hear some Apple Pay
Apple Pay.
conversations.
Also, we'll talk about it later, but I kind of want to talk about the whole HBO and CBS now going over the top, bypassing the cable operators.
You're basically turning this into a Buzz Out Loud. Okay.
No, I'm going to turn this into whatever.
It doesn't have to be on topic at all. Yeah,
I can turn this show into
Whatever
whatever.
you want.
Do you want to? You actually want to not do the keynote?
Yeah.
Let's just
come on. We know what's coming.
Yeah.
Let's just whatever it takes to make this the most interesting show on the internet right now.
Resting D face.
Yeah. Let's do it.
That's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I was just. All right. Also, you guys can reach out to us on Twitter. All you have to do is use the hashtag CNET Live. We will. So let me see if has anyone tossed us anything
Someone
yet.
probably beat us to it.
Someone's like already there. All right. Here we go. Here's like a look. Our good friend Akash Steven says, Brian, will we get the OS 10 Yosemite today? We don't know actually if they will officially release it today. There have been no leaks or rumors indicating that they're at their third Gold Master candidate for the actual operating system. I've been using it for a while. It's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
They still said October is when they'll release it. They might drop it maybe in a few days. I don't know if we'll see it today.
I think they're going to talk about it
today,
though. I mean, this is another opportunity. I don't think we're going to see another Apple event for the rest of the year.
Hold up. Be careful. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Like,
you never know.
You never know.
Never know.
I suspect this is probably their chance to one more time give the big push, the big cheer, and then maybe it won't come out today, but I think we're going to hear plenty about it today.
And with OS 10 Yosemite, how you're watching this beautiful corporate video with serene music as icons float across the screen. Oh, did you see? We just went into settings.
Gears.
We went into settings. But OS 10 Yosemite also will be a feature here because of the rumored Retina iMac. They've got to show some sort of hardware that they're able to complement showing off Yosemite as well. Right. So it's kind of a nice story when you say, here, OS 10 Yosemite's coming out. You can get it on our new iMacs. You can get it on our new Mac Minis, which haven't been updated for 2 years. Ew. So that's probably why you want it. If you're a Mac Mini type of person, I'm not. But so that hardware goes along. Another rumor when we talk about Macs, and a rumored MacBook Air Retina display. That looks like we probably most likely will not see that here today, and it'll kind of have its own rollout and own launch next year, early next year, not in a month. Even though I do want to see you in a month.
Oh, you can see me any day, Brian. I just right around the corner.
It's actually true. Like I just take a little step around the way. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Do we have people calling? Of course we have our lines.
Of course.
I mean,
probably before they probably called in at 8:45, expecting our show to start.
There's been people on the lines for a while.
Yeah,
they're all like, "What's going on, Steven? What's going on?" Okay, you know what? He always has to be first. This is like the guy on the YouTube video that writes first. But he's first for CNET Live. What up, Shamar? How you doing, man? Let me see. Oh, sorry. There we go. Shamar, can you hear me? There we go. Shamar, you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. I'm here, bro. What's going on, B Cheesy? What's going on, Donald?
It's going all right.
It's actually my fault. I kept on pressing my my clicker on my Windows machine because I don't know how to use one, and
Okay.
it took a while to get to you. Of course, I know how to use one. Everyone out there is like, yeah, he doesn't use Windows machines. You have no idea. You have no idea.
But you are. It is outnumbered here.
Right now.
Yeah. So what's up, man?
Hey, I was since we the cat's been kind of let out the bag thanks to their little publishing yesterday as far as the iPads. So I think that the iPads last year were great. So right now, I guess you would consider this iPad S event if you want to call it that. But I was more focused on the Pro this time as far as speculation on that one. I was thinking okay, considering how long we've been trying to find a sweet spot as far as smaller tablets from a 10-incher, if they're going to go ahead and go with a Pro, I was thinking maybe, okay, if they're only going to do 3.2 inches, it's what's going to be the differentiator here? Because if it's just iOS 8 and you're carrying around a large HD television versus something that's a little bit more maybe OS 10 hybrid-ish, maybe. So I just wanted to kind of bounce it off you guys and see what you think that they would do to make that kind of differentiate if they do a Pro line.
Well, here's the first thing. We know that Apple is not always first to market.
Hey, I thought that was my line. I'm supposed to be the negative guy.
No. I'm just talking.
Don't step on my negativity, Brian.
Okay, good. Hold on. Let me be more positive.
Yeah.
Apple always brings a polished product to the market when it's ready to come out.
There we go.
There we go. No.
There's the line. Very good.
Wait. Yeah, wait, hold on. Tim Cook just texted me.
Yeah.
Good job, Brian.
There you go.
Okay.
Thanks for being our puppet for the past
Did you watch
year.
Apple Bite the past 2 weeks?
I know people get me getting mad. Okay, so let me answer your question first, and we'll talk some more. I think that Apple, with this iPad Pro that's been rumored for people that aren't as familiar, a 12.9-inch screen. Now, for me personally, I'm someone who travels a lot. The iPad is my best friend just because it's an easy media consumption device. I actually want a larger screen iPad, but I think I'm in the very rare minority. Now, when you look at the big picture also, look at what Microsoft has done with their Surface 3. Look at what the Nexus just dropped, their new Nexus 9 tablet with a keyboard case. Apple's going to, this iPad Pro, whatever it is, whether it's a hybrid or not, Apple's going to pitch that as their iPad for business productivity with a keyboard case. Let me pull up this link that I have here on my computer.
But they already have that product. It's called the MacBook Air, right? I mean, that's already
you would think, right?
Yeah.
You would think, but
at least at that price point, right? If they came out with an iPad Pro, it would probably be around that $899, $900 price point. And if they had those two products existing side by side, it wouldn't make any sense.
You would think it wouldn't make any sense, but I think that Apple now has started to emulate a lot of what other people are doing, and the Apple that we knew before doesn't align with the Apple that we see now. I mean, they have two different size model phones. They've never done that, right? You can see that they're looking at what the competitors are doing, taking a bit of their market share, and now they're saying, we're going to make a product that may not necessarily fit in what we used to do, but will gain us some of that market share back. If you look at tablets as a whole, Apple's market share or revenue, it's been down 4 out of the past 5 quarters. Tablets in general are declining. Apple's market share as a company for tablets is declining because Android, Samsung, everyone has tablets that pretty much are media consumption devices. They aren't Apple OS. They aren't in the ecosystem, but they're a lot cheaper. So I'm not saying they're losing the tablet battle. They still have one of the finest tablets out there, depending on who you ask. Wait, hold on.
What's Tim Cook say?
No. The iPad is the best tablet out there.
All right.
Okay, just wanted
correction.
Thanks, Tim. But the market is changing, so they're doing a lot of different things that we wouldn't have expected. And I think that this iPad Pro, whether it's leverages this new partnership that they have with IBM from a software productivity standpoint, if you take a screen capture of my computer, Steven, there's been patents out for Apple specifically working on their own keyboard case. This is going to be one of their quote-unquote new devices. I don't think it's going to move the needle that much, but I feel like Apple now is putting their flag in the ground saying, we are now in this space. Samsung large screen phones. Yeah. Apple is now in the large screen phone space, and Apple is now in a productivity tablet space.
Well, I think the other thing is Apple typically leans back, and this is getting to your previous point. Lean back, and they wait to see someone else make some kind of success with that the template of a different product, a larger product or whatever, and then they beat them at their own game, try to refine it, make it theirs. And so far, no one's really made the larger screen tablet work. I mean, Microsoft has tried it with different form factors, some slightly larger screens. We've seen some of those tablets, as I like to call them, like the all-in-ones.
There's like that 24-inch Sony one.
Right. Yeah, no, we've seen a few of those, but none of them have really...
I was going to say, I remember when you used to review the 10-inch tablets, the competitors for the iPad,
right.
And it was just like, there was like the Zoom and the BlackBerry, I want to say Taskbook or whatever that was. It was all these 10-inch tablets that just fell by the wayside just couldn't catch fire at all.
The thing that I take the most pride in is back in the day when I was the tablet guy, is that like I think the first tablet I reviewed that was either right before, maybe right after the iPad came out, was the Dell Streak.
Yes.
You remember that thing?
They actually wanted me to do a partnership with them.
And I remember at the time holding it to my face, I'm like, you know what? I bet phones will get this big before we know it. And right now, I swear to God, all the most popular phones are like getting up to that like 6-inch.
Dude, 6-inch
5-inch to 6-inch screen size. But it was like a joke, like going around the office holding up a Dell Streak to my face, being like, hey. But now it's like normal.
Wasn't it
like 2 years ago?
Wasn't it Dell that when tablets first came out, they had like a 10, 8, 6, like they did like
no, that was
every
Samsung.
size? Was that Samsung right out of the bat?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody was trying to be the shoe store for tablets, try to give you what you want in your right size.
Yeah, everyone was trying to convince you that the iPad was too big. What everyone really wanted was a 7-inch tablet, for sure.
But Shamar,
right, and that war went on for like 3 years, and then finally we have an iPad Mini with Retina display, and now 7-inch tablet space is like quiet, and that's what I'm thinking as far as this 10-inch, 12.9. So.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like, let me bounce this off you guys. So
Also the other thing is, quite honestly, people don't upgrade their tablets nearly as much as they do smartphones. There was a report that still around 50% of people still own their original iPad first gen or iPad 2. Now, will they upgrade?
I know a lot.
There's a lot because the tablet, once you have it, other than it being a little speedier, and let's not get into. This tablet has the best camera. Mm-hmm. I hate. Let's not talk about. You know what? If Apple wants to impress me, they will remove the camera from the freaking iPads. That's innovation right there. Instead,
we know it's best.
You're thinking about the jerk that takes the picture with the iPad, holds up a big 10-inch iPad as a camera when they have one on their smartphone. I don't punish everybody.
Beautiful photography, Donald. Beautiful.
Yeah, you get my Stan D face.
Yeah, I was resting D face. Resting D face. Yeah,
boy.
And then we're bouncing all over the place, but this is fun. When the iOS 8 manual was leaked and showed off the new iPad Air and iPad Mini with Touch ID, there's another page that 9to5Mac surfaced. Bless you, Stephen. Thank you. Another page that surfaced that showed that this broke my heart, that the new iPads will have burst mode photography. Like that,
so you can fill up the space on your iPad.
That shattered
like
my heart.
Yeah. Well, do we even want to talk about like how much we think that leaked manual for iOS 8 was like really a leak or just like a planned way to stomp on?
That was the
Google's
iPhone in the bar thing. That was just like the rain on Google's parade. They were like, Nexus 9. All of a sudden, wait a minute.
But that seems low even for Apple.
News tweet about the leak, and it's just like thunder removed. Just Nexus who?
Yeah. But I feel like for Apple to stoop that low, if that was on purpose, still seems a little desperate. Like, Apple has never leaked like that before. At least have someone lose the manual at a tequila bar or something like that instead of just publishing it on your own website.
Oh, my gosh.
There's some drama.
So true. All right, Shamar, hey, thanks so much for calling, buddy.
Hey, no problem. Happy to talk to you guys this morning.
All right, good stuff. One thing that Shamar mentioned, he was like, early on, everyone was trying to be like the shoe store of tablets. Well, guess what? There's only one Jordan. There's only one Jordan.
Yeah. How long before they call the original iPad like that size iPad like the iPad Classic? Before they even give up on that being like the perfect size.
It is the iPad Classic.
You'll have the Mini, you'll have the Pro, and then you'll have the Classic.
Goodness. All right, you know what? We're gonna go from one continent to another. This guy better not be lying in his location. But Omar is calling us from Egypt. How impressive is that? Omar, are you there, buddy?
Yep. Hi, Brian. Hi, Donald. How are you?
Good.
You also need to say hi to Steven because he's actually allows you to speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
sorry, Steven. No
Greetings.
offense.
Come on, Omar. Step your game up.
Just
Step it up.
people on the screen. So, I just wanted to ask. I think maybe it's the best time to have something called the iPad Pro because the thing I'm saying that because one time I used to have the Android. It's the Asus tablet that used to have a keyboard dock, and I think this is one of the very good designs, and I don't know why no other company is applying it to have like a proper keyboard with a clamshell style. There are a couple of companies out there that they did it for the iPad, but come on, if Apple did one like that, I'm betting that the build quality will be absolutely amazing. But that's what I'm hoping to see maybe, but maybe not today to keep it real, as don't say, but maybe maybe next year or so. And maybe we should see a refresh for Apple Cinema display. Thunderbolt display. That's with the same design language as the new iMac. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
I think there's good reason to believe that Apple may never come out with an iPad Pro that's really distinctly distinguished from the iPad line because, I mean, the software is the big differentiator, right? You could, but I think Apple would be really shooting themselves in the foot if they made like a suite of like higher end software that could be run on the iPad Pro but would limp along on their regular iPad line. And then they had the other app store for software for, their Yosemite-based computers that couldn't run on the iPads, but they'd have like this middle ground of iPad Pro that could run some software that the other iPads couldn't. It would get kind of messy.
And so, you say all that, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, look at what they did with the iPhone. Not only did they do two different sizes, but the iPhone 6 Plus is the only one that can use the OS horizontally, which is ridiculous, by the way, because they should just allow that on every phone,
right.
And has, a better improved camera with image optical stabilization. But they're already, like, showing us that they're not worried about at least giving something more to this quote-unquote higher-end device as long as that standard product, that meat and potatoes product like the classic iPhone or let's say the classic iPad design keeps that core. And maybe they're like, now they're starting to tinker with this idea of a higher end model that does different things.
I understand that for the hardware, but for the software, I feel like the thing that gets them all smug and smiling back in Cupertino is when they hear anything about the fracturing and splintering of Android and the software model, right? That there's some software that you can run on some Android phones, but not other Android phones, and some Android tablets this big, but it's on other Android tablets it doesn't have the full screen resolution. And you go down the list of like you buy an app on the Android store on Google Play, and you'll have like the list of devices it's compatible with, and you have to like choose it. It's like for Apple, there's some pride in the fact that you buy with that. Well, I mean, maybe 3-year legacy hardware, you can ignore that, but for the most part, everything that's on that same OS can run the same software.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Omar.
I totally agree with you, Donald, not to mess with the software for an iPad. But the thing is, I think there's a real need for quality keyboard dock kind of thing. Because I stopped using an iPad since I got a 5-inch phone. So, but if they did like a good quality keyboard, not the Microsoft Surface or even the new Nexus 9, that you need like a proper desk so you can open it up, but something that opens and closes like a regular iPad Air or a MacBook. So something like that. I'm just saying.
So Omar, thanks so much for calling, buddy. We really appreciate it. All right.
Thanks.
All right. You know what? The thing about Omar also is that when he says there's a lot of keyboard cases that are actually honestly really good. Belkin makes one, Kensington makes one, Zag has always made one. I wonder if he's just looking for a metal, like a true metal keyboard case, that matches the iPad, because those are all honestly really good. Like I've used them, I have no problem with them whatsoever. But if he wants that kind of, a lot of people I know they like the luxurious feel of like all metal everything.
Yeah, but I'll come back. There's the iPad Air. It's an amazing product. It's extremely thin. It comes with more storage. It's like the same price point.
Whoa!
As what
Check your
paying.
phone. Did Tim Cook just message you?
No, I'm all for differentiation, but I don't think the Apple I know would have two products like right in the same price point. Not that they couldn't have two coexisting products the same way that they would have the iPhone, but even the iPhone, you can see they've methodically planned out each little step of the price range, so that there's not a lot of overlap there.
I just think, honestly, they're going to do it. I think they're a different company than what they used to be.
This might be a more exciting announcement than I was expecting.
No, I don't think we'll see an iPad Pro today, though.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Today, we don't expect to see a Pro.
Yeah, not when people would actually want it and be excited to see it, but like a year from now, when people have already given up on the idea, we might see it.
Oh man, goodness. All right, let's see what you guys. Before we go and take some more calls and talk to you about more topics on the mind, we do want to show you, if you guys are watching us at our live blog, that's at live.cnet.com. We have a poll here. We like to get these interactive polls up and running. And on my computer, the question right now for today is, what are you looking forward to seeing the most at this Apple event? Is it the new iPad Air, the new Mac Mini, a new iMac with Retina display, or a new Mac Mini? What do you, Donald, I'm going to let you choose today because you are so excited. I mean, you're brimming with, like, it's kind of crazy.
Well, I think the biggest surprise would be a new Mac Mini. I know it's not the most exciting product, but maybe Apple will have done something. Maybe it'll be like the size of this, fart sound effect box or whatever.
Can you find the actual fart sound?
I'm sure it's right here, right? There you go. Maybe it will be that big or something. Or something else to be excited. Maybe it'll levitate. Maybe it'll be like have rare earth magnets that keep it levitating.
Hold
on.
I've got the name for you.
Yeah.
The Mac Mini Air. That's pretty genius.
There you go. I like it.
All right, so I'm gonna click on a new Mac Mini just
Good
and
for
see what the people at home are thinking. Okay.
No one's gonna agree with me, but
all right. You came in second to last, but not last.
Okay.
Number one is a new iPad Air. I think that's pretty obvious. Number two, though, a new iMac with Retina display. Then your Mac Mini Air. And a new iPad
That's
Mini.
my write-in vote. Mac Mini Air.
So you guys can keep on voting on that poll to see if you guys want to also tweet us, hashtag CNET Live. We'll take a look at that. If you have any questions you want to ask us over Twitter because you can't get through the phones, hit us up, hashtag CNET Live. We are going to continue to go to the phones. But there you go. There's a look outside at Apple's campus. The thing that's different about this event is that only approximately 40 members of the press were actually invited. They are inside right now. And so a very small event. We were joking about this beforehand. I'm like, if you're only inviting 40 people, you might consider just doing it on. I think that would actually be more shocking. Apple releases it online where no one expects it, and boom. Maybe one day they'll do
like
that.
a Beyonce record.
Oh yeah, drop it like B. Drop it like B.
Freak everybody out.
Okay, Bay.
That was a turn I was not expecting. It's good. I like it. Keeps me on my toes.
I know it. Right now, Beecham.
I didn't
Beecham
study up on Beyonce before I came to the studio. Next time. I'll get your Beyonce references.
Beecham's already looking on YouTube right now, probably. Partition, please. Apple biters know what I'm talking about. It was quite embarrassing. Wow. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I should watch your show
I don't
more
know either.
often.
We gotta send us a clip.
Maybe
Send us a link.
we'll find it for the end of
I'll
the
make
show.
an inside top 5 joke. See how you like it.
All right, let's check out the phone calls and who's been waiting the longest and the most patiently. Oh, look. SF San Francisco, right here in the city by the bay. David. What's up, David?
Hey, forgive my cold. I'm a little too nasal. But
I thought that was
you were talking about keyboards for iPads. They're very personal. I mean, at Kensington, triples the weight of the iPad. It's just all of a sudden you're carrying around something really heavy. So keyboards are so hard. But I was calling about the Apple TV and wanted to know when you thought they were going to refresh it.
All right, great question. So, David, Apple TV honestly has been on my mind a lot, specifically this morning, because first of all, out of the gates, I don't think we're going to see a refresh here today.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think Apple is, as they have continued to do, they're just going to slowly add some more apps to the ecosystem of the Apple TV. It's doing very well. I think they've sold something like 20 million plus Apple TVs. But I think what you're starting to see now, if you saw the news yesterday, HBO announced that they were going to offer their own HBO package in 2015, their own online-only subscription service, separate from any HBO cable operator service, right? Something totally different. They didn't price it. I can guarantee you they're not going to at least cannibalize their HBO subscribers, so they're probably going to price it high enough where, the way that the costs measure out, they're going to still be able to make money for those people that don't have cable at all. So I don't think it's going to be it's not going to be like a $10 thing. It might be something like a $20 thing or $25, who knows. But then today, our parent company CBS just happened to also announce that they're going to do an online service only for $6 a month. And so now you have the first major TV network. You have HBO officially going on the record and now saying we are going to offer our content, which what the Apple TV is really all about. We're going to offer our content as an a la carte option now, where we haven't seen anything like that from big players yet. We've seen Hulu, we've seen Netflix, things like that, but not current stuff. So I think the movement is getting to the point that an Apple TV refresh, I'm almost going to put it down and guarantee it next year because Apple is aligned with Disney and ABC. ABC is going to make their stuff available on there. So now you're talking about 2 of the 4 big networks. Everyone else is going to jump on board as they see this movement going on. They don't want to be left out of it. It's just a pricing thing. But now that we're seeing the content deals, I think we're definitely going to see a new one in 2015. There's just no doubt about it now.
I mean, and also you have to think about what hardware features would be upgraded to. I mean, you could be like support for 4K or like 802.11 AC or something like that. But there's still not such a pent-up demand for those features yet that would necessitate new hardware.
Yeah, David, I don't think we'll see anything today. I mean, we might see – the thing is that with they recently rolled out like a software update for the Apple TV to make it look a little more iOS 8-ish. But they could surprise me. I mean, that's one of my dark horses. Maybe they'll do something with the Apple TV, but I don't expect it. That's my gut. Yeah.
Thanks, heaps.
All right.
Thanks.
We're good. Thanks, David. And
yeah.
His voice sounded perfectly fine.
Yeah, then your nasal quality suits you. I think you should stick with it. It works.
He sounded great. Okay, let's just check out a little bit of the tweets and see what people have to say. Shan Epinkoshi, I know this is hard. I'm just reading this on the fly. Just says, asks, are the iPod touches gonna be refreshed this time? What do you think, DB?
Sure. I have no idea.
I don't. They had the chance to do it during their music event. I don't see it, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
Could be. I mean, it is something that sells for them during the holiday season. It could be, but I don't. I think the other question, besides you, are there a lot of people who are excited to see the iPod touches come out? I think right now it is almost entirely like a market for, kids who haven't quite gotten their parents convinced to buy them an iPhone.
Agreed.
Right.
Right now, yeah.
And not to say that that's a market that Apple should ignore. I mean, I think that's a very profitable market for them. But on the scale of iPhones and iPads, it's at the bottom of the stack. So I can't say it's top of mind for Apple.
If anything, we might see something like them shave $20 off of it or $30 just before the holidays, and then they roll out with a new one next year. If anything, but I don't think we'll see anything new this year. Probably not. Probably not.
They'll probably still sell a bunch. And no one else. What other company is making like portable media players?
Really, and successfully selling them decently, right?
Yeah, I feel like every other company that was really trying to compete with the iPod Touch is now basically giving up. I mean, Samsung still sells some of.
They also
still smell sometimes too. It's a little bit weird.
They smell.
Someone's got to tell them.
Samsung.
Yeah. That one they sell like tablets in every single conceivable size, and they have some in the lower range. But even they don't promote those ones that much.
Yeah. So let's keep on going down. Ruben Rodriguez, cheaper iPad Air 5th gen. He's smiling. He's hoping that they drop the price on the current iPad Air. They'll probably keep it around, like they've done with their iPhone structure, right? They keep the lower model, drop it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Also, for people that aren't familiar, whenever Apple releases a new product, if you go to their refurbished section of their website, you can get really killer deals on the current gen before the new stuff, and they're still under warranty, and it's just good as new. So
yeah, I still say Apple really loves their price points. Like the fact that you can load up an iPad all the way up to $999, where then the MacBook Air takes off from there. It's like it's that beautiful Apple way of just perfectly filling every single little.
Well, check this out. Check this out. Right, the $999 MacBook Air. Right. Yeah. Well, if they release this MacBook Air Retina, they're going to bump that price back up to like $1299, which leaves a space open for the iPad Pro.
Oh.
Donald doesn't want to see it. We're just goofing around.
I just checked the site when you were talking about the refurbished. the refurbished iPads, and the site is down currently, and it's in a bunch of
Tomemos
different
subito.
languages.
Let's see what else we got.
Yeah.
Don't know that I should, but no, I don't. That's not. That's. Is that?
I don't know.
I believe that's Korean.
I think there's
Vier?
some
Snart?
Is that
Dothraki. I think it's Dothraki.
What if they did that? What if they
That'd be
threw
good.
it in?
Little Klingon.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be amazing. It would be. I'm just saying. Okay, let's you know what? Let's hit the phone lines again. We'll take another phone call. This one is a topic that we wanted to talk about. Jin, I hope we got the right name. Jin from Orlando. Jin, are you there? Oh, Jin, come on. Hold this whole time. I'm just gonna put them back on hold
Until they cry.
How do I do that? Okay, there we go. All right, let's go to Alberto in Sacramento, Sacktown representing. What's up, Alberto?
Town.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to know more if you had any more news about Macs, like the iMac, and see what new if Apple is gonna refresh it and what new stuff they might have on them.
Yeah, you're exactly the person I wanted to talk to as we transition and talk about iMacs. We are expecting to see a new Retina display 27-inch iMac. This would be the first time that Apple actually brings a Retina display to their desktop line. So that's one of the kind of big ticket items that we're expecting to see here today. Rumors and rumblings have pointed out that the 27-inch iMac will be one that will be available this year still before the end of the year, but the 21-inch iMac is rumored to not receive the Retina treatment until next year based on manufacturing the displays and their focus on the supply. So we will see if that is true or not. It's about time Apple, the Retina display is a marketing term, right? There's plenty of other computers that have higher resolution displays that don't call it Retina, but we're expecting new iMacs, and as well as what Donald's most anticipated product, the Mac Mini.
Yeah.
And they have to do something to the Mac Mini. Again, it's been 2 years since they refreshed it, so and maybe they'll bring something new to the table that we don't know.
I bet I'm calling it right now. Apple Pay.
Yeah.
On what?
All of them. You just bring it in to Starbucks and you pay for your coffee with your Mac Mini. It's gonna be amazing, Brian.
Brian,
Yo, what up, Alberto?
are you guys doing a giveaway this time?
So check this out. I wanted to do a giveaway this week, but I have no goodies that I would feel comfortable even giving to you guys. Like, it's just I have some lame stuff in my office right now. So, Alberto, I am sorry, but how about this? I'll make you a deal. If you call the next show, I will make. You don't even have to say anything or do anything. Well, I might make you do something, because we're messed up like that. Because we're messed up like that.
Yeah.
But I will give you something if you call next show, whenever that is. And when I say something, it could literally be anything. Are you
the most non-committal prize giveaway I've ever heard in my life?
Are you down to call back next time?
Next event you guys have?
Next event, Alberto.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Be as non-committal as Brian's being right now. You're like, yeah, you know what? I'll give a call at some point in time.
Honestly, I'll remember you. I have a good memory. Alberto, Sacramento.
Well,
it's easy.
I've tweeted you before, so I think you might remember me. Hightech17 on Twitter.
Oh, totally.
Tech.
Totally.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and also, I think Donald might remember because also last year for the iPad event Donald actually did favorite one of my tweets.
Oh
yeah.
Remember when you favorited one of his tweets, Donald?
Probably. Yeah. I'm a big tweet favoriter. Yep. Thanks, man. Well, thanks for calling. And next time, Brian's gonna give you something amazing. I'm gonna up his promise. It'll be something you've never seen before.
Alberto, you're awesome. Thanks for having fun with us, buddy. But yeah, call us next time, okay?
A couple events ago, we signed a donut. Remember that?
That's right.
Dude,
you got Google I/O.
Hold
Google
up. Yeah. We signed the donut. I honestly was ready to ship it, and Bonnie, our executive producer, told me not to ship an old donut with autographs on it.
What happened to? I hope that thing got bronzed and put up on a wall somewhere.
Wait.
You didn't put that part of the story in there, Brian.
Okay, from
how
now
long
on,
did it sit in your office?
Hold on. You know what? When we come back after the keynote, which starts at 10 a.m., we have donuts. We're going to sign a donut. Bonnie said as long as you ship it out same day. Alberto, call me back. Tweet me with your address. You will get a signed donut.
It might be a croissant. Yeah. It might be in the donut family.
All the donuts are gone.
Wait, are they all gone
I
already?
think I ate them.
Okay, there's 2 donuts left.
This show's falling apart, guys. This is a
If Alberto
shoddy
calls us
excuse
back,
for a
if
show. I'm
Alberto
leaving.
if Alberto calls us back, I'm gonna give him a signed donut. And if someone else calls back and another caller wants another signed donut, we're gonna send it to them same day. FedEx Express,
All
still
right,
crunchy.
we should probably say something about Apple before we lose all of our.
I have a look
listeners.
inside the
Inside
We got an
hallway.
inside hallway right now?
Outside the event, I believe. Hang on.
Okay, in the hallway outside
This is
the event.
in the hallway.
Oh yeah. This is in front of their town hall. That was the last place I was before they kicked me out. And I no longer get to go to events.
I like
That's
those
okay.
beautiful pictures of
Yeah, is that
on the
Steve
wall.
Jobs voguing on the wall there? What is he doing?
He's holding up the
That's what he's holding up the Mac,
iPad.
but that's the
Okay.
MacBook Air. Isn't that the
MacBook
MacBook Air? That's
Yeah.
the MacBook Air. I remember him.
And then
He
the
was
one on the
smiling.
right looks like one from the 80s when he's showing off the Mac or something.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take more calls. Are you all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Jason, City Brian. Jason, if you could turn down your computer, and we will be able to talk to you real time. Jason?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's up, man?
Not much.
Do you want a donut? You want a signed donut?
You can send me a signed donut.
He's like, you could, I guess.
Okay, I won't put that on you.
no.
Next time I'll bring real prizes and I'll give them away because everyone's like, dude, where's the free stuff? That's the only reason why I watch this thing. I don't watch this for anything but free stuff. What up, Jay?
Not much. So I have a prediction
All right,
Let's
for
go.
the event.
bring it.
Hear me.
I think they're going to have a new product.
All
I
right.
know
Good prediction.
it's been like, what, 3 weeks since the iWatch or Apple Watch, whatever that thing is. But I think they're going to come out with something new.
Jason,
Like-
can you tell me what do you think it's going to be? Let's get crazy here. What do you think?
I
it's
think
gonna
I
be?
know what he's leading up to,
Okay.
but I mean, I'll let him
I
say it.
think right now,
Yeah.
here, it's
Okay.
going to be a new Mac. Like a completely new Mac. Like something we've never heard of before.
Like the Mac Daddy, the biggest Mac ever.
You know, I've been actually called that at work a lot.
Oh,
Oh.
play up.
Mac
Play.
Daddy.
Well, hold on. Jason's like, yo, you know, if they call me Mac Daddy at work and outside. At work or only at work because you kind of want that name outside of work too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes that'll work.
Who calls you Mac Daddy at work? What's her name or his name? I want to know. Let's go. Let's go there.
It's like 5-10 people who call me that.
5,
Man.
10?
And probably one of my bosses, too.
Whoa,
Yeah. That's a
that's
good
pretty
gig.
impressive.
A respected man around work.
I've never been called
I've
Mac
never
Daddy.
felt that way here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I looked at that little invitation that they had, and it was just like, you know, something's going to happen with the Mac because, you know, they have the rainbow apple logo. And I'm just like, that usually happens when you see a Mac.
Well, you know what? Let's play along with this because it is the 30th anniversary of the original iMac.
Mm-hmm.
It said it's been way too long. I'm going to play with you on this. They're using color.
Yeah.
Let's what do you got to say, Steven? Steven has an idea.
Well, they have a history of putting out bright pink, bright blue products. So maybe we're going to get iPads in a bunch of different funky colors.
See, now,
colored iMac.
put the invite back up. Here's what where I thought he was going with that. I thought, look at this. Tong thong. You see that? See the way it kind of dips in there. There's a little bit of a curve to it.
Yeah.
That to me says
Jason, are you familiar with the tong thong?
Yes. I watch your Apple bike. So
Right.
Let's just say the newest one is in testing. I'm actually wearing it, so I can't show it to you.
Beta.
But it's in testing right now. We call it the Tong Thong Air. It's very
Tong Thong Air.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We're gonna next year we'll see the Tong Thong Pro. We're gonna keep going with this.
Donald's killing
About
me.
$600 device.
Oh, yeah,
So
no,
the-
It's a luxury product. There's also the
Exactly.
Apple Edition Tong Thong, which is 18 karat gold.
It's not the Project Red version of it.
that's That is actually funny.
Jason,
I like that.
Jason, you're a horrible man. Look what you did to this show.
Yeah, I've been blaming you. Your fault.
All right, so Jason, thank you so much for calling, buddy. You're killing us. I love it. Thank you so much, man.
No problem, man.
Okay. I'm losing it right
That
here.
invite, though, I'm telling you, it's perfect.
That's vision right there, Donald. That's some vision right there, man. Okay, it is 9:36. Apple's event is expected to start at 10 a.m. We're hoping to get a call from inside. Are we lining that up still, guys?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Dan. So far, no luck.
Okay.
I might still be in line.
So we'll see if we have more reports from inside. But Jason talked about IMAX and everything. Well, that would be crazy if they dropped something on us like that. I don't think so, but maybe it's
Like a
been
total
way too
redesign?
long. Like for them to say it's been way too long. Is it just the Mac Mini that they're referring to, or do we no longer need to read into these things?
Or maybe they're just being like,
just they're bored.
just
They don't
joking
have
around.
nothing else. They have nothing else to
Yeah,
talk
they're
about.
being sarcastic because it was like a month ago. It hasn't been long at all. We just heard from you. I feel like we just got done with that show.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to, you know what? Jin from Orlando is calling us back. Let's see if we can get Jin up on here. Jin, what's up?
Hi.
Yes.
You just called me. You called me like 5 minutes ago. You answered me.
Yeah.
But I could not. I answered and you didn't hear me.
I didn't hear you, Jin. I mean,
Stephen Beacham.
Now I hear. No, it was not Stephen
Beacham.
Beacham's
It
fault.
was not. It was his Android phone.
Oh,
no!
Android
Oh,
phone.
no! Oh no,
not
Beacham.
Android. No, I'm full Apple.
Just kidding.
He's like, I got Apple. I'm like, then it's your Apple phone.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Brian does
Yeah.
Google
Those
issues
mess
too.
up too.
Jin, what's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
Okay. First of all, I'm a really huge fan of your show, man. I really appreciate it. I think you're the best source for Apple information out there.
You
I really
personally,
think so.
Brian Tong.
What do you think about the skits? Yay or nay?
The what?
The skits. Yay or nay?
Like I skip those all the time.
That's why we keep. That's why we keep it real
Okay,
here.
so so I wanted to talk about the Apple Pay. Like, what is
Yeah.
up with that? Why will they bring that to the iPad?
Why would they or why wouldn't they?
Yeah, why are they going to bring it to the iPad? I mean, it's not only ridiculous,
That
it's
is-
kind of
yeah.
useless. It's an iPad isn't something you want to carry around with and actually pay with that.
Did they mention Apple Pay in the documents that were leaked yesterday? Or no?
They did not. So, Jen, this is like when we first heard about the news about Apple Pay being on an iPad. I think what the direction they actually look like they're going to be going into, so then you don't have to get as mad or hyped up about it, is that you will be able to pay for certain things with the Apple Pay account information, but it will not have NFC, so you will not be. I actually think this is unfortunate because I want to see who's the first D-bag that walks up to a register and uses this as their form
Doesn't
of
make
payment.
you a D-bag. It just
What about
That'll
taking
be
pictures?
very
What about taking
interesting.
pictures?
That'll be very more interesting than someone taking pictures with an
That's
iPad.
what I'm saying. That's like worse than someone taking. It's like, boop. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's what it is the account information still tied to credit cards. Some of the mobile apps that are out there that they already promoted at the keynote last month shows that Apple Pay is integrated as a form of payment that you can use directly on your device. So this will not be your wallet.
So just when you're making the shortcut to, like, instead of putting in your password every time you pay for something on the App Store or some in-app purchase, you're using the fingerprint sensor and they're going through the Apple Pay system to pay for that stuff.
Correct, Donald.
So but there's no NFC bit on the back, so you'd actually be tapping that on a register and
Correct.
paying for your coffee.
It'd be like you check out, like at Amazon, you check out, you have different forms of payment. One of them, not Amazon, because they're not playing Apple Pay's game because they want to make their own money, but you would choose Apple Pay as an option instead of a credit card, touch your finger, and then there you go. So you don't have to enter in all that information. It's just they're trying to make it as easy as possible. So that's what they're looking to do with the Apple Pay for the iPad. What do you think about Apple Pay in general, though, on your phone? Do you like the idea of it?
Yeah, I really do like the idea. Like, I haven't gotten to use it yet because the update's not out yet. I really hope they release it today so I can get a taste of it. But I have seen the photos you've shown of the leakage, of the whole setting up page. I really think it's an interesting feature.
Yeah.
Like, I really think it can change the whole way we pay and everything. I think it could be more secure. But at the same time, the whole iCloud situation thing.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of worries people.
Yeah, for sure.
We trusted you with all that, stuff, and now you want to throw away some personal information, some valuable information, and like it's going to be a little hard. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little hard on people to believe them. So they're definitely going to have to do a really good job on it.
I think Apple's next move is they should make Apple Pay the only way you can pay for stuff in the Apple Store. It'd be like a nice little velvet rope feature. Like even if you want to buy your first Apple product, you have to bring a friend in who has an iPhone.
That's a bad Apple.
It's a bad Apple if they did that. I
See,
don't know.
because you asked
be
me
brilliant.
to say it, I can't say it. You know what I mean? If you didn't ask me to say it, I might have said it.
Yeah, it has come naturally.
Okay, but I'll wait for it then.
Hey, Jin's like, I'll wait for a dog. I'll wait. You know what? I should have called it a bad apple when you didn't like my skin.
Oh, now you get the resting bee face.
Resting
Resting
bee face.
Brian face. That's too adorable.
Is it? Wait,
Yeah,
you just called me adorable?
Yeah, I was an adorable pout.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, Jin, thanks for calling, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, take it easy.
Bye.
All right, let's go hit up. Let's see what's going on with our live blog, which is at live.cnet.com. We have a new poll up, and we wanted to let you guys know we're talking about. Which dark horse product do you want to see today? A new Apple TV. We had caller David, I believe it was, calling from San Francisco. See, I got a good memory. Rumored iPad Pro with the 12.9-inch screen that Donald does not want to see.
I just don't think it's going to happen.
Not today, but in the future. Do you think it's going to
if they had it, I'd want to see it, but I don't think it'll happen. Sorry.
And the MacBook Air with Retina display. Which one, Beecham? I'm going to let you pick this one. Which one do you think is the most likely, even though these are all dark horses?
I'm so uninformed. I believe maybe a new Apple TV.
I think yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Let's
I
go.
can
Let's
see
go
that
there.
happening.
Let's go there. Let's see what the people say. Bang 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 bang.
Apple
bang.
TV.
New Apple TV right there.
Oops. I think
40. No, you got it. 45%.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the people are thinking if a dark horse product shows up. All right.
All right.
Yeah. TV, all the TV wars are just heating up, so they got to get in it. Like
Things-
Really. I feel like they can
things
just kind
are
of sit back
heating
and be
up.
smug about it. They're like, aha, look at Google's trying it. Amazon.
PlayStation just released a
PlayStation
TV,
TV
like this
also.
week, right?
Yeah.
That thing's cool because you can basically, for those few of you like me that own an actual Vita, you can play it on the big screen TV.
Oh, yeah.
Play your PS4 from one connected TV to another TV. It's cool. It's $99. I'm down with that if you're a PlayStation guy.
Well, now with iOS 8, the whole like family, what is it called? The
Family share?
Family share.
Yeah.
Like it's just like more content for multiple iOS users in your home. You know, I guess you could always Apple TV or you could Air. What am I trying to say?
AirPlay.
AirPlay it.
You
too.
could, but what's cool is like, for example, if I thought you were like family, which you aren't yet.
Not yet.
But maybe, maybe we'll see. Well, if our future kids get
Yeah,
together,
you
maybe
could
we'll be
adopt me.
family.
Yeah.
Donald Tong, Brian Bell. Wait, that would. Never mind.
Well, I could
Okay.
adopt you. If that's what you're saying.
But I would share my account information, so anything that I buy would automatically show up as a viewable item for you. Instead of right now, I share my stuff with my bro. He has to log into my account with my credentials to see all my movies because he basically leeches everything off of me.
Right.
My Netflix. What else? My Comixology. That's right, Jason. Jason
Calling you
Tong.
out.
I'm calling you out, bro. Bro.
I don't know if I want to be a part of your family anymore, Brian. You're going to treat your family that way.
I love you. Okay.
So yeah, it's been interesting. I don't feel like really done justice to call that out as like an Apple TV kind of new feature. Hey, buy an Apple TV because now all your family members can share their same content to the whatever. I don't know. Feels like
nice.
a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing for sure. Beecham, I like to ask your opinion on these things. You're like,
all right.
Yo, what time is it? What time is it? Is the stream starting yet? Yo.
When's the event start?
Do you own a tablet yet?
Yes, I have an iPad 3 or third generation.
So third gen, the 5th gen is out now. This would be the 6th generation. Are you in the market to potentially? No, right?
way.
You're happy with yours, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's my kids, really. I mean, I use it to
true.
watch. Like last night, I had the baseball game on upstairs because I was upstairs, away from my TV. So, I mean, I don't see any reason to upgrade yet. It works fine for me.
And I think you're the majority of people.
Yeah. I'm sure.
know?
I mean, when I got it, after like a few months, I was like, why did I get this? I get it because it was like exciting, and I didn't really use it until I had kids. Seriously.
Yeah. My brother's Jason Tong. My brother's iPads have become his children's iPads.
Yeah.
Reporters
And
are
it's
still
very
in
helpful.
line outside to go in.
According.
Inside, but outside
Yes.
They're still in this holding room.
So right now, our reporters have not entered the actual town hall auditorium. They are in the waiting area.
Right.
Inside, outside, but not inside.
Sure, they're slowly getting
So they were-
the Apple oxygen in their lungs and acclimating to the Apple environment. And
It smells like cotton candy.
God, it smells like something's going to be amazing today. Something's going to be magical.
It's like, the thing is, like, so I've been ripping on Apple recently just because, you know, they sell this message, and, like, sometimes you're like, you just got to keep it real. Like, it gets ridiculous to a certain point. I mean, I own so many Apple products, and everyone's like, don't do the Apple bite. You hate Apple. I'm like, no, you have to realize how ridiculous it gets.
Yeah.
Someone's like, you should not do the show anymore because you say only bad things about Apple lately.
Familiarity breeds contempt with anything, you know. But that doesn't mean you can't. Yeah, marriage. that's
That's
that
our
came from our
executive
producer, not from me. That was not.
Executive
That was,
producer,
yeah.
Bonnie.
That was
Bonnie
not my opinion being expressed there from Donald Bell. That was just from our producer.
The thoughts and opinions expressed in today's program do not necessarily reflect those of Donald Bell and Brian Tong.
But it happens. Hypothetically, it happens.
Well, there's a reason why we only do this whenever Apple does events.
Yeah.
We don't want to hate each other.
Yeah. Well, no. This is the perfect. We stay just far enough apart, Brian, where it can be magical every single time,
and where I can't smell your breath.
Yeah. I can't smell your thong from here, so it's perfect.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's go. These phone callers are just waiting so patiently. You guys are awesome. Phone calls locked in all the time. We're gonna take a call. We're gonna take a call first, and then we have Dan Ackerman, one of our editors inside. Let's see who's been waiting the longest. Andrew from Ecuador. Andrew from Ecuador, my friend. What is up?
Brian. Hey, so first of all, I got to say, I could do very well with about a dozen signed donuts because donuts here in Ecuador suck.
Well,
that's the one.
The mummified ones that you'd get in the box from us are not going to be that great either. But yeah.
Awesome. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about iPad Air or iPads in general. I've never owned one. I have 2 MacBook Pros, iPhones, and such, but I've never owned an iPad. So I was asking, do you guys think it's practical or wise or whatever? Would you ever use an iPad to replace your MacBook, or it's like no, you got to have both?
So how about this? We'll all answer on the count of 3. Would you ever get an iPad to replace your MacBook? On 3. 1, 2, 3. No.
Wow. Okay. That's not much argument there. Yeah.
So, for me...
I guess if this is the first time I've ever seen your guys' show. So I guess if I had seen your show before, I would have known better than to ask such a silly question.
It's not a silly question.
No, it's not. I really didn't know the answer to that one until we all chimed in together.
No, I don't think it's it's not a silly question at all. For me, an iPad is really a leisure/luxury consumption device for an adult.
Or like a travel device.
Yeah, travel. I mean, I travel so much it is my best friend. That's why I know it's like not for everyone. But and then also what Steven mentioned, if you have family, the iPad becomes the most accessible really tech gadget and iPhone for your kids. It's just they just gravitate towards it. It's so easy to use. So wait, hold on.
It's on their scale.
It's basically a nice
Tim Cook just texted me telling me I did a good job again. All right, so Andrew, we're gonna take our call from our editor inside the building, but there you go. Thanks so much. All right, cool. Let's go to Mr. Dan Ackerman. Dan, are you there?
I am right here, guys.
Okay, Dan. So you're on Apple campus. Dan Ackerman is our. What's your official title?
Oh, I don't know. It depends. I think I'm a section editor, and I cover a lot of PC and computer stuff, so that's a pretty good guess that they're going to have some Mac updates here.
Yeah, whenever you're in the house, there's always something Mac-related. And Dan, what are you, we know we've seen a lot of the leaks, Retina, iMacs, Mac Minis. What are you expecting to see, and maybe what do they kind of need to do to kind of freshen things up a little bit?
I think obviously the iPad is a pretty safe bet since they accidentally leaked a lot of that stuff yesterday.
Oh, hold on, Dan, 1 second. We don't have you.
No, he's still there.
I can't hear him.
No? No, I don't. Oh, I thought he stopped talking. Dan?
No. I think we lost him.
Okay. Yeah, I think we lost him.
Okay, we'll try calling back again.
He must be on an iPhone.
Oh, dude, shots
Let's
fired.
see if we still
man.
got him.
We still got him?
Yeah, no,
Dang it.
he's not on there.
The funny thing about it would be if he's still actually talking.
Yeah, he is still going on right now.
Okay, should I drop him and we should just call him back?
Yeah.
Okay, I will drop him. We'll call him back. All right, there we go. So, yeah, Dan Ackerman is inside. We will get back to him and talk to him. Should we let's go check out the tweets. Let's see what all the tweet people are saying, because they always entertain us. Okay, from the top, CNET Live. Shalom is looking forward to Craig Federighi and Air Force One's presentation. He's a great presenter.
He wasn't in the last go around for the iPhone. We didn't see any Federighi
Federighiisms
on the iPhone 6 launch.
Whenever it's software, Federighi's there. All right. So we'll let's get back to Dan and see where he's at. Dan, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I think his phone's probably just not.
What a bummer. Okay. Well, we'll just see what happens. I'm going to drop him again later, Dan. How cruel and harsh. All right, let's go to Mauricio. Mauricio, you're on CNET Live. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, where are you calling from, Mauricio?
No, I'm from Costa Rica.
Oh, awesome. We're getting a lot of international flavor. Egypt, Ecuador, Sacramento.
They're all calling for the donuts.
Sacramento. So what's up, buddy?
Oh, no, yeah, I was waiting for, since last year, to get the Touch ID on my iPad Air. So I was a little disappointed last year because, I got my iPhone 5S with the Touch ID and I was expecting to get it on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
But now, finally, I'm, supposed to be releasing the Touch ID on the new iPad. So really excited for that.
Yeah, what do you think the thing about it on the iPad though, more than anything, it's going to be used for authorizing Apple Pay and as well as, why is my brain farting, unlocking the iPad. Right. I mean, is that a big enough game changer for you on your iPad? For me, I see it being a big deal more on the iPhone, but for you,
for me it's a really big changer because it's a hassle for me. Keep pressing my 4-digit code to unlock my iPad. Also for purchasing apps, I need to continuously put in my password for my iCloud. So it's a hassle for me. Just the fact that I will have a new Touch ID on my iPad will make my life easier.
Yeah.
So it will be great for me.
What I would really like to see Apple do, and I've heard, I think the first iPad, this is like a rumor that would have this feature, would be multiple account login.
Yeah.
With either face recognition or the Apple ID. I think it makes even more sense, so that your kid could have Minecraft and all the kids' apps, displayed and be locked out of other services when they log in, and when you pick it up to log in to watch something or do whatever you want to do, you've got a whole different range of apps to choose from. You've got an entire different desktop, basically.
Yep. So, good on you, Mauricio. Thanks for calling. We appreciate it. Okay, buddy?
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. 3 times a charm. Let's go. Dan Ackerman, I can hear you, my man. I can hear you.
All right. That sounds good. I think I might just have a minute or two, though.
Okay, fire away. What do you expect to see, and what does Apple need to do to kind of freshen things up for you?
I think there's some products that haven't gotten updates in a long time. I think the Mac Mini is one of them. That's got kind of a cult favorite status. It's got a small army of really dedicated fans. And I'd love to see higher resolutions come to some products like the iMac series. The iPads already has very high resolution, so do the iPhones. I think some of the computers need to follow in line with that. And, of course, everybody who buys a new iPad wants the same fingerprint reader that you get on the phones. I think that sounds like a pretty good set of updates to get for holiday time. I think the iPhone's kind of a big, big deal. This is sort of more sweeping up some of the other stuff.
Yeah, what do you think about, really quickly before you go in, the idea or thought of a touch iMac? We've heard rumors and ideas of it, even maybe as far back as 2 years ago. What do you think the prospects of something like that, not coming out today, but actually happening in the future?
Chances very low, but it's something I think would be really cool, and I've questioned these guys about this for years. There was a company a couple of years ago that actually bought stock MacBooks off the shelf, deconstructed them, and put them back together as touchscreen systems. They were very expensive because they were just buying them, off the shelf and doing all this extra work on them, but it was a very cool idea, and it actually kind of worked.
Yeah, I think were they called like the mod books or something like that?
The mod book.
Was
That's
that right?
I couldn't think of the name. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. I just looked it up. I'm like, I swear they were mod books. Yes, they were. If you guys at home want to do a little searching, to look up modbook.com to see exactly what Dan is talking about. So Dan, we will let you get inside, and thanks so much for calling us, and thanks for finally making that connection. We appreciate it. Okay, buddy?
That is right. Okay, guys. See you later.
All right, we'll see you. So Dan, really the editor extraordinaire when it comes to laptops, desktops, and some tablet action as well. So whenever he's there, we're going to see something.
Yeah.
We're going to see something. Okay, you know what? I actually have a fun. Let's see if we can get this tweet up here or not. I can't. I'm in a different area on my computer, but Vanessa Han.
Is Cisco calling? No. Okay. Checking.
People have no idea what you're talking about unless they watched
People
the Apple
do.
event last time.
Come on, I dropped enough Tong Thong references there to warm up to that joke.
Don't worry. If I'm just saying. No, I don't want to say it.
Okay.
Beecham plays it. Beecham plays
No.
it. You know what I mean?
All right. So what's your thing? What's your fun thing?
No. We've had a lot of Latino callers from different areas in the world calling us, which I think is pretty awesome. So Vanessa Han, our CNET Espanol editor and host and personality, was like, get me on the show so I can talk to my people.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Yo soy chino. Yo quiero mantequilla. Sí, me gusta.
All right. You heard it here first, people. That's why you tuned in.
Talking to all my peeps.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone know what mantequilla is?
No.
Butter.
Yeah.
Oh.
You knew that. See?
So you just said you want to be lathered in butter? Is that what you said?
No, he likes it.
Wait, do you want me to be lathered in butter?
I thought that's what you said. You said yo quiero.
I think we're all thinking it, but I think you're the first one who said it.
I'm asking you directly, Steven.
I do not. I was just wondering
Okay.
if that's what you were telling me.
Well, this show could have gone a whole lot more fun if you did.
Yeah.
Let's go to Sam in Boston. Sam, what's up?
Hi. So you know what? I was looking at I think it might be the Apple TV because the last major revision was in 2012, and I think that's what they mean by such a long time.
Woo! Sam doing his homework, son. I like that. I think that from a hardware standpoint, like Donald said, maybe we'll see 802.11 AC in it. They just recently updated the software. You might be right. I mean, that's my dark horse. If there was anything that we might see that we're not expecting, that would be it. So I hope.
But no, that wouldn't be the flagship part of the announcement. There's nothing they could do to that product that would make it so that they'd put it on the front of the. That would be the thing that the announcement was all about, like the star player. Like.
Yeah.
I don't want to rain on your parade. There might be an update here, but I don't think there's anything they could do to the product that would be substantial enough to be like, this is the reason why all of you came down here, was to see us put 802.11 AC in the Apple TV.
Right.
No,
I mean, we just got a Samsung Smart TV, and we're not getting rid of it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Not going to Apple.
I mean,
and I built my own Windows machine, so still not going to Apple.
Yeah, I mean, you have everything on there, and the whole idea, I think as people have calmed down a little bit, I think the whole idea of Apple making an actual Apple-branded TV is less and less appealing versus just being able to pack in the content into a box like an Apple TV and plugging it into your existing TV.
Yeah.
Because there was so much fire and so much energy behind, oh my God, if Apple makes their own actual TV, I'm going to
Could they make like a Chromecast version of the Apple TV? That could be interesting.
Yeah.
If we got solid, just like a little HDMI dongle.
See, look, look at what you did, Sam. First Donald was like,
got the gears
see,
turning.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Donald was like, no, we're not going to see anything. They can't do anything. And then all of a sudden, Donald's like, but if they do,
if they, even then, though, I don't feel like that.
So, thanks for calling in, Sam. We appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
All right, later, man. Okay, we are at 9:59 a.m. This is approximately about a minute outside before Apple will start their event. Steven, why are you? Oh, yes. So, one thing is that we need to tell you that Apple is broadcasting their live stream, but we will not have it. So you're going to stick with us play by play with our live bloggers. They won't let us, but we do actually have some exclusive we got access to their stream that we wanted to show you some exclusive footage. So we're going to pop this up right here and just let you know what's actually happening inside of the Apple event right now.
This is unauthorized.
Not again.
This is unauthorized stream footage of what's happening inside the Apple event right
come
now.
on. It says Flint Center up there. We know. Good try.
Was that only a joke that Steven and I found funny? You know, that's
Yeah, I tried to punchline it with the not again bit, but no.
You know who was scared the most?
Yeah.
Our executive producer, Bonnie Gannon. That. No, we're just saying that you're like, wait, what is he doing?
No.
You're like,
no.
I saw her eyes in the corner. She's like, what stream are they getting access
She was
to?
both
We can't
afraid that it was
show this.
broken and afraid that we were showing something we shouldn't be.
She didn't stand up. I thought she was going to stand up and walk over.
She kept it cool. She kept it. Bonnie's like, why are you involving me in this? She's like, she just went. She did the whole. Leave me alone.
Done with you.
All right, so what we're going to do is once the event gets going and we start getting some photography from inside the live show and our live blog goes on, we will transition from our calls to the actual live event. There is Shara and Dan inside the house, heavily inhaling those apple
fumes.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why they're
Smile.
smiling
It's
so.
like, oh my
I can't
contain
contain
my
myself.
excitement.
This is exciting, Donald.
It's like whenever I walk into a Payless shoe store, just like those shoe fumes hit me. I'm like, yes. I can feel the brain cells popping, but it's glorious. Yeah.
Sweet pleather. Sweet pleather. All right, let's go to, we have a few people that have been waiting a while. Again, if we have to cut you guys off, it's because we're transitioning over to our live blog. But let's get to my man Ed in Chattanooga. Ed has been waiting patiently. What's up, Ed?
Hey, what's up, Brian? How's it going?
Hey, what's up, Ed?
Hey. So Apple stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. You are. My question, look, is why do you think that Apple can stand against Nexus 6 and the Nexus 9 with their new iPads and iPhones?
Do I think they can stand against them? Meaning, are you coming with the premise that they are behind or they're on equal footing right now?
They might be behind slightly. I mean, I'm an Apple guy. They might be slightly behind, because Nexus has that new NKV processor with NVIDIA. So, I don't know. It might be slower.
I think that this age-old battle always comes down to ecosystem. Because the Nexus products that they just announced yesterday, and they did a nice silent announcement, but guess what? Everyone was excited about it, right? Sometimes you don't have to have a press event to get people excited. But that Nexus phone, the 6 and the 9, the big thing about Nexus is it appeals to the hardcore pure Android user fan, but it hasn't been able to kind of break through as a mainstream product like the Galaxy line has. So from a sales standpoint, maybe not, but from a perception of like the best innovative technology out there, you might. I like a lot with what the Nexus is doing.
I think the sad part of the whole thing is I think tablet sales in general are kind of depressed. I think that what iPad is going for is just the brand name recognition, the brand appeal will make it more of a holiday purchase, for a lot of people.
So, okay, guys, sorry we had to cut you short, Ed, but we are going to go transition over to our live blog right now. Tim Cook is on stage. Apple played an intro video to get things started. You can see that rainbow Apple logo right there. And Cook says, as you saw from the video, we had an amazing reception to the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus launch. These phones are the best phones we have ever created, except for the 9 that got bent. Whoops. Did I?
Only a few of those.
See, the thing is that Tim can't text me now because he's doing the
that's right.
keynote.
Well, once he gets off stage, he'll be right back. I'm sure Apple PR will let him know you said that, though.
All right. Cook says the reviews have been off the chart. He shows a quote from, guess who else? But other than...
CNET!
No,
Not
Walt
CNET.
Walt
Mossberg, his buddy. My buddy said it's the best phone ever.
Word on the street.
Yeah.
To the right of the stage, Dan Ackerman observes that there is an iMac 27-inch and what looks like to be a MacBook Pro. Neither are covered with a drop cloth or otherwise obscured, so probably just for demo purposes, not new products yet. Tim Cook is continuing to talk about the iPhone 6. It's no wonder these iPhones have become the fastest selling iPhones in history. And the first 30 days, we have set a new high water mark for the most orders taken. And I don't mean by a little, by a lot.
If you're listening to the stream, I'm going to just be hearing
lot.
double. Like, which one's the real Tim?
Telling you, I got my Tim Cook down like that. Okay. So they're talking about the distribution of the iPhone in different places. Also, people that were calling, if we're having people hang up because we don't want you to stay online for 2 hours, but we will be here after the keynote resolves. It finishes up. We will talk about half an hour after just to get your thoughts and impressions of everything that goes on.
I call that the post-announcement therapy, where either you got really excited to be talked down, or you're really bummed out because something you wanted didn't happen, and then we help you through it. It's part of what we do here at CNET. It's a public service.
All right. Cook also says this is the very first time we've launched an iPhone on all 3 networks. We're perfectly aligned to the early stages of LTE rollout in China as well. That's right. Apple set a new pre-order record in China, and it's rolling out over there. So there you go. This is our biggest iPhone launch ever, Donald.
There's a lot of people over there. A lot of people in the world buying their phones.
So you can kind of see we have a stream of continuous, our live blog and our photos. What I'll try and do if we can is juggle through looking at tweets and whatnot, but that's a look inside. Again, we know that Apple is doing their own live stream. You can hang with us, and we'll give our little commentary and thoughts. And
we can be insightful from time to time.
What was that? Wait, what's that word?
Insightful. We can provide extra insight to the announcements that we're seeing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what
we do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's what we do, Brian.
Cool. The iPhones also are getting another major benefit, another major announcement that they made last month. Apple Pay, an entirely new way to pay for things in stores. He's just talking about the Apple Pay platform. We are hoping that there are rumors that actually a press release from Panera, of all places, said that they were going to be rolling out Apple Pay on Monday.
Sweet. Paying for my soups.
Panera, paying for your soups. Also, there's been plenty of threads and actual screenshots of Apple Pay's setup in iOS 8.1. So the thinking is that they will roll out iOS 8.1 because 8.0.2 still has lots of work. I'm not even going to get crazy on it right now because we're doing this live stream.
Yeah.
But 8.1 is supposed to have Apple Pay. So we will see. He's saying 500 new banks are supporting Apple Pay.
They're not new banks. They're probably existing banks that
are new to the.
Yeah, they probably didn't just make up 500 new banks.
Well, I don't know for those of you while he's going over Apple Pay. For those of you that didn't know about the whole PayPal choosing to align with Samsung instead of Apple Pay when they were in negotiations with Apple Pay, the trick here is PayPal is not partnered, but eBay is the parent company of PayPal now. They are going to split off again, but what happened is the eBay head said, oh, no, I want to do a deal with Samsung instead of Apple. But the head of PayPal was, we're working on a deal with Apple. Completely screwed that up.
Wow. So
PayPal not aligned with Apple in any way right now. It remains to see if they will, because now it appears eBay and PayPal are going to split their businesses again. They were once separate together. That kind of messed things up a little bit.
I got to say, Johnny Pessimist over here is still not exactly convinced that Apple Pay is going to take off the way that we're expecting.
I think it's going to take off. I don't think it's going to take.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you don't. Okay, quick thing. Apple Pay will be rolling out on Monday. This is everyone that heard the live stream. That's not us. Saw that Monday. But I think Apple Pay shouldn't be judged even in year one. I think in year two is where we'll see if it's really a successful form of payment that people actually adopt. I think that.
All right, we'll be here next year talking about it.
Will you be?
I'll probably.
Will I be?
Oh.
I don't know. Should we just put a bet on it or something?
We'll find new jobs after the show. I don't know.
Hey, you want to come over to my garage?
After someone listens to this show, they'll be headhunting us for sure.
Tim Cook says about Apple Pay, the journey begins. We can't wait. Also, last month, we announced an entirely new category, the Apple Watch, the most personalized device we've ever created. We've had a great reception from the tech community as well as health and fitness. The Apple Watch did appear for the first time on the cover of Vogue. That's my sister. This month, they're really proud of it. Vogue China, that was there. I still like, I'm not going to get it, but I like the gold one a lot.
Yeah, it does scream Brian Tong.
But I don't like the actual device. That's what I'm saying. I like how it looks.
It's like gold watches in general.
Exactly. Yeah, just give me a gold tech watch. They're talking about, as we showed you last month, they've been working with selective third-party developers on the Apple Watch, like BMW, American Airlines, and Starwood. I'm pleased today to tell you we have developed WatchKit, where many other developers can join this party. They're going to roll out WatchKit next month. Developers are salivating.
Okay.
Cool.
You say so?
Yeah. Well, I think any Apple platform, developmental platform that they put out there, every developer just runs to it. Just whether they believe in it or not, it's an Apple platform. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. What do you as the hype has gone down? What are your thoughts on the Apple Watch still?
I still think it is a pricey tech bauble for people to jump on. I don't hear people talking about it. I heard more people talking yesterday about HBO going out of cable than I heard anyone talk about the Apple Watch.
That's such a bigger deal, though, honestly.
I just said for an Apple product announcement that has so much hype behind it, it didn't seem to really infiltrate my circles.
No, I'm with you. Remember, I'm aligned with you on that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
You like the gold watch?
Just because I like it doesn't mean I really want to buy it.
All right. I'm willing to be surprised by the Apple Watch, but it does not get to me.
So there you go, a quick update from Tim Cook on iPhone 6, 6 Plus, Apple Pay, and Apple Watch. There's an image kind of Apple's entire product line behind Tim right now. That's kind of cool. Hey, what do you think that spells out? Oil?
Oil.
Oila? Oila? Oila?
It's mantequilla.
Cook says each of these products are not only the individual best in their category, but they've been designed to work seamlessly together. Craig Federighi,
Air Force One,
stepping up to the stage, talking talking to OS 10. He's
like that photo too. It looks like he's coming up with a lot of swagger,
dude. Swaggy Federighi. He's got super swag. I didn't realize he referred to himself as Air Force One. That's supposedly where it.
I thought it was it was something where something came up behind him that was in reference to him, like a address book or something. It was like a joke, Air Force One
that he inserted in himself.
Yeah, okay, of course.
So Federighi says in just under 4 weeks, 48% of iOS users are on iOS 8. They don't say how many people are actually happy about that,
or how many people had to install iOS 8 again back from 8.0.1.
We're just messing with you all. There's a lot of people that are like, dude, I know what you're saying. I feel you. Federighi says the situation with other mobile platforms is somewhat different. When you look at Android, vast majority running operating systems that's more than 2 years old. After 313 days, KitKat is only 25% on Android devices. I would be curious what percentage of people, let's see, he said 50%, 48% of iOS users are on iOS 8. So what? That still means 52% are not.
It's always an interesting statistic to me because I feel like it's one that's out there for developers or people who are making apps and software to get them excited about making sure they're on the most current platform. But I feel like as a user, isn't that also kind of saying that people are already happy with what they have?
Yeah.
That's another way to read that to me sounds like great. People like the product that they have and don't feel compelled to upgrade it. Or maybe it's saying that I don't know, that there's not enough incentive for them to upgrade. Or
I think you're barking up the right tree, Donald.
There's more to that statistic than meets the eye.
I think that if there wasn't such a freak out about iOS 8 when it launched, those numbers actually should and would have been higher. He doesn't mention that.
Yeah.
Federighi says what really sets iOS apart is the incredible technologies it puts in the hands of our developers. Let's take a look, starting with extensions. So they're showing these third-party widgets that are part of the notification center. I honestly, have any of you guys used? I haven't even found an app that I just don't like seeing too much stuff on my.
I turn it all off.
Yeah,
all
me
the
too.
Banners.
Me
There's
too.
Maybe 3 things I have on. Maybe,
yeah,
but
me too.
I turn most of it off.
Yeah, I even tried keyboards for a while and it kind of freaked out and didn't stick. I'm like, screw this.
Well, the thing about I liked the idea of the keyboards, but then when you have to press on it multiple times to cycle because I have emoji on, and then I tried swipe, and then I'm like, wait, so I have to go to get back to my regular keyboard. I have to tap again. It you know,
right, and
just,
then they weren't in the lock screen somehow. They were only in certain apps. I'm like, the regular keyboard is fine.
And
you convinced me, Apple.
To me, the most impressive part about iOS 8 actually is their keyboard and their predictive texting. It's a lot better. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
it's a lot better, significantly better. That it's the kind of the dark horse or the feature that people aren't talking about. How much better that keyboard is. Yeah. I think also Siri is actually a lot more accurate from a standpoint of what I'm saying. It still has its hiccups, but those two things specifically stuck out of my mind of what they've improved.
Yeah,
and that's not necessarily the sexiest stuff to talk about, but.
Not as sexy as HealthKit.
I used Siri to get the Giant score last night. Did not work. Went to Google now. Boom, got the Giant score.
Oh!
Hello.
It's because you're usually...
Like you have all those options. You're just holding two phones at once. So see which one will do it.
I was trying to do it quickly, too, you know.
For the record, though, Google Voice still way better than Apple's. But, yes, agreed. If you ever try... Yeah, you just just try to, like, say something like Bruce Lee. Who is Bruce Lee? And you'll see, like, which one does it faster and more accurately.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even compare. All right, so he's talking about HealthKit right now. We've got some screenshots up there. He's talking about third-party apps. But Shara points out it didn't take long for iOS users to kind of notice and start reporting some of the problems with HealthKit. They even took down the third-party apps connected to it initially off the release before they released 8.0.2, which was supposed to alleviate some of that. Did any of you guys activate HealthKit? I did, but I never look at it.
No.
Didn't even tap on it.
It's like
sounds like it
I don't even know where I can find it. Let me
its name alone.
Here, actually, I can help you. I do this show called The Apple Bite.
Okay.
So if you
want
to come
by,
by,
what does the logo look like?
It's like a square with a heart in the corner.
Oh, I put it in my never used.
Yeah, dude, I totally have one of those too.
Etc. Misc.
Crap.
Never used folder. There we go.
Never. But it sounds like you have to command someone. Whatever you do, don't use these.
Yes, never use those. Please.
Self-destruct app.
Federighi is talking about Swift, their new programming language they introduced, which was super quick and efficient, takes apps to the next level. A lot of developers were raving about Swift, so he just wants to point that out. See, that's a thing that clearly made for developers. But, man, I'm just saying the keyboard is a lot better. It sticks out in my mind a lot.
Yeah, right away, that was like the first thing that stuck out to me was the
But
keyboard
it got
typing.
overshadowed by the fact that you could use third-party keyboards.
Yeah.
It's like everyone jumped onto it like, oh, finally I can stop using the Apple keyboard. And then like, wait, no, but the Apple keyboard's a lot better now. Oh, well.
I don't even, there's that pull up for the predictive words that shows up. I don't even use, I just hide those because the keyboard itself is actually pretty dang good.
Oh, really?
Because it takes up too much space.
Predictive.
It takes up too much space. Like it shows me the words.
Yeah.
But it definitely learns the specific kind of words that I might use that I can't show you.
And they keep
now
serving
you're
them
be
up
shy
to
about?
you every time.
Huh?
Then they keep serving them up to you every time you're trying to type something random.
I'm not thinking like that. Companies special. Let's see where we go here. Federighi says iOS 8.1. When we put a new major OS in the hands of hundreds of millions of users, we do get a little feedback.
Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle.
Oh, good. Finally. This drove me crazy. iOS 8.1 they're talking about 8.1 now, bringing back the beloved camera roll. So I don't know if many of you noticed, but when you took pictures, they like broke it down by the dates instead of just give me the freaking camera roll.
Now it's like recently added, and then there's
Yeah, so they're bringing back the camera roll. Thank goodness.
Good.
They're also adding support for Apple Pay. We talked about this before as the keynote was going on, and the public beta of iCloud Photo Library, so everyone can have every photo they take on all of their devices if you want that. I don't.
I know a few people who don't want that.
I know.
Well, we know the kind of pictures you're taking, Brian. You probably don't want those backed up to the cloud somewhere in case there's some
Thong
kind
Tong
of,
prototype pictures.
Right.
Seriously, it gets a little tight up there. You got to work the flex room, man.
Oh, wow.
All right. Is the Tauntaun joke gonna ever die?
No,
until we kill it.
It's
until
evergreen.
we kill it.
It's evergreen
Until we kill it,
Yep.
right? So 8.1 uses your iCloud storage. You have to. There's a payment. There's a plan to pay for more storage. So there. I don't believe. I'm sorry, guys. We aren't listening to this, but I don't believe they had announced a release date yet. They might do that after they talk about OS 10 Yosemite, which is what they're doing right now. But if you can chime in and let us know. Wow, the phone lines are still people are waiting to talk to us. You guys are freaking crazy and awesome. Crazy. Yeah, tweet us at CNET Live hashtag it's CNET Live if they mention the release date for iOS 8.1 yet. Big visual changes. I think Yosemite feels very fresh.
I really want Federighi to make some kind of Windows 10 joke about, them copying their number.
Let's see if we see it.
Come on.
We'll see it. But I think everyone who uses Yosemite it doesn't do anything different. It has it doesn't change anything drastically different. That's what I want to say. But the fresh coat of paint and the feel of it is really nice. And all of you that want a clear white trash can, now you don't have the metal mesh trash can anymore. It looks like a plastic white, like Johnny Ive trash can. I'm serious. You laugh. You laugh now. No joke.
I bet Johnny Ive's trash can is pristine.
It's funny because
funny
because that's seriously things people get excited about. Like, ooh, look at the trash can.
Dude, that's why I mentioned it.
I know.
That's what I mentioned. And you know what?
So funny.
When you get it, you're going to be like, dude, that trash can.
Can we update here yet? Because I remember we got an email saying we can't update our personal work computer.
I've worked around that.
It's for your show. It's research.
Dat trash can, dough. You know what I'm talking about? People like, dat trash can, dough.
That's a good new hashtag. Dat trash can.
He's showing off some of the features in OS 10. Organizing tabs in Safari. Safari is 6 times faster. So this is kind of a little bit of an overview of what we've seen in the past keynotes. But I think Mac users will enjoy Yosemite for sure. It's very clean. It's nice. That's all I can say. I do think, though, the most annoying thing, and I've talked about this with one of my buddies, is because there's that whole continuity feature where your computer can talk to your phone. So when your phone gets calls, your other devices get calls. If you have an iPhone and an iPad already.
I had a problem with that the other day.
Dude, so it's like every freaking device will ring.
Yeah.
That's kind of a problem. I know you'll be able to turn off, but it's annoying.
I leave my iPad in my son's room. He's 2 years old, and a friend of mine called me at like 4 in the morning. I know it was just ringing in his room.
Your son picked it up.
Because I saw a missed call from it.
It's kind of like
I thought I had it turned off too. iOS 8 must have done something,
dude. But that trash can, dough.
That trash can, dough.
Okay. Hey, look, pull up that picture. Federighi's showing off a picture of
the trash can.
Yeah. Look in the bottom right corner. Dat trash can, dough. Dude, that's a Johnny Ive trash can.
It just looks like the icon for the trash can went missing. Like it couldn't be found in like the image directory of your system folder.
Oh,
be like a question mark on it.
So there, another thing people are talking about, where we see any new additions with the productivity suites right now, they're talking about iWork, what they call the most popular productivity suite across Macs, Google Docs. Sorry, choked on something.
Well, it's not. Google Docs isn't available as like an app, right? So it's technically correct.
Still the most popular productivity app on a Mac, Google Docs. New design for Yosemite. There's some cool new text effects. There's iCloud Drive integration where the documents you're working on show up on your iDevices, and you can work on them. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you can let us know. But I'm so deeply tied with Google Docs stuff and I'm so used to it. I don't have a reason to go anywhere else. I mean, it's had hiccups. It has problems once in a while. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard of iWork. That's the very first time, man.
Wait.
I mean, Google Docs wins.
Are you joking with me?
I'm totally serious.
Oh my god!
Serious.
Oh my god! I love it. See, the Apple, Our podcast producer doesn't even know what hour. That means you've not done your job.
It's only been like
It's been
15
over, like, at
minutes of
least-
every presentation on like OS 10 for like the past 5 years. But yeah, no, they put this thing together, Steven, called iWork.
Never used it.
And that's what
keeping it real.
everyone has the same experience.
The funny thing is, like, you're not alone, man.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
I'm sure. I mean, yeah. I'm sure I'm not.
So yeah, Yosemite and iOS, all documents, iCloud Drive, photos, everything synced. I'm just telling you, the whole photos thing. There's even photos that you take that are dumb and you just want to get rid of.
Are you talking about like the camera roll, or the
no,
camera roll in the cloud?
just like the photo stream stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Federighi is also talking about how it allows devices to communicate within proximity. The latest Macs and iOS devices can AirDrop between them, and can also play Apple TV without connecting to any Wi-Fi network now.
Huh.
So just talk, baby, talk. Direct. AirDrop is something that I've never, you know what? I first
never
thought it
tried
would
that
be
either.
cool. Never use it.
Yeah, I've never used it either. It costs money too, right?
No.
Oh, it's free.
It's free. There's also a productivity suite called iWork. You know I love you. I'm just messing with you. So yeah, Apple TV Direct AirPlay without a Wi-Fi network. I believe they mentioned that at the July event. I could be wrong.
Huh. Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it. And this iWork thing is new to me too.
They're talking about continuity and handoff, and they're going to show off a demo of that. We've seen this. This is a flashback to we've seen all this stuff. There's an instant hotspot, so you can I do like this one. Can take advantage of the connection on your phone without taking it out of your bag, making it receive regular telephone calls using your Mac as a speakerphone. I'm trying to think, where would I, other than being at home, like if I was at an airport, I would not want to answer a call on my Mac. Like they're saying the advantage is you could keep your phone in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to answer a phone call on my Mac at the airport.
Maybe your laptop's on your lap and you have your headphones in.
Is that what they call a laptop?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, crazy. It's
I
crazy.
could see that happening. Why not?
No, I'm just. Wait, laptop on your lap? Whoa.
No, but just answering a call on your.
Yeah. Clearly, I'm being a jerk right now. I'm gonna stop.
Resting bee face over here. It's like you're pouty, not getting any cake face right there. That's
Okay.
pretty good.
I'm good. All right. Federighi is showing the Apple Cafe menu with names of items redacted. See, we're not watching the live stream, so
Yeah,
I have
the
no idea what they're doing.
Humor's being lost on us. I think they're talking about Apple security.
Oh, do they really want to talk about that?
All right.
I'm just saying. Oh, I forgot. You can't watch the Apple live stream unless you're using Safari, the latest version of Safari. I was just going to pull it up for the heck of it.
Next year is going to be fingerprint sensor
Authorization?
Authorization, yeah. Apple
You
Pay
can't
authorization.
watch the Apple live stream without a Touch ID
Right.
authorized device
Yep.
running Safari. So he's showing off the continuity with the iPad and the iPhone, and we're just hanging out right now. We're actually waiting for really cool good news. I would take a phone call, but I think it's kind of risky.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Federighi says, while I'm working on my iPad, my phone can even be across the house. If I receive an SMS, I can pick it up on my iPad. There's a message about the latest rumor, Apple spaceship, an actual spaceship. Federighi says it's just magical.
He says the rumors are usually wrong, but in this case, they actually nailed it. We're building a spaceship.
Dan Ackerman observes, is it just me, or are there more in-jokes at these presentations in the Tim Cook era? Before Steve Jobs was like, no laughing allowed. Unless I make the joke.
Right. Well, I think Federighi is just, this is like his stand-up hour. He's practicing.
Yeah, seriously.
Practicing all year.
So there's a screenshot of the joke that he's talking about where he showed off the like a fake rumor page called Infinite Scoop. Get it? Oh, goodness. All right, he jokes that the chief of secrecy is Stephen Colbert. Ackerman says the iMac and MacBook noted earlier on the side of the stage were both used for Federighi's demo. Okay, here we go. It looks like Colbert is getting a call through the Mac. First Dr. Dre, now Colbert.
Colbert sounds annoyed to be bothered.
Whoops.
I wish we could have that.
It's okay. It's okay. So what do you think about this this whole like there's a lot of recently, I don't know if it is, maybe it's just me thinking that, have they recently picked up their celebrity endorsement? Like, it seemed like they were kind of not doing that as much.
Jimmy
for a while.
Fallon doing like the voiceover for some of the Apple ads.
Yep,
recently,
him and Timberlake.
Right? Yeah.
They have Dr. Dre in their wheelhouse because of Beats. They're doing Colbert here. I just remember they used to call each other, but now they're calling like celebs for these demos.
Well, they made John Hodgman a pretty huge celebrity, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't really heard of him as much a few years later.
He probably was pretty sick of being the PC guy after years and years.
He's like, there's no amount of money worth this much.
Right. Hey, PC guy.
So yeah, they're having a fun little jokes about Colbert's title as Supreme Allied Commander of Super Sorcery. Secrecy. Sorcery, too.
Super sorcery.
Sorcery works, too.
He's a Tolkien nut. It would make sense.
All right. This must be fun if you're watching it instead of reading it. I'm just saying. Or maybe Federighi is actually the one that's enjoying this the most.
Yeah, maybe they're taking it too far. We'll see. So far, though, even just seeing it is a little bit more.
So they're making a phone call. It's not a FaceTime?
Correct. Yeah, it's like using the calling feature through your phone, through your Mac.
Why wouldn't you just FaceTime?
Maybe Colbert's makeup isn't ready.
Maybe.
He's not camera ready. That could be it.
Big applause for celebrity call-in from the crowd.
They're really like milking this. So yeah, some of the 8.1 features, Apple Pay and the camera roll is coming back. I think they should also, I don't know if you guys deal with this. My text messaging, when I turn sideways, sometimes it gets stuck horizontal and won't go back to vertical. Do you ever get that, Beecher?
I have had that recently.
So I just quit the app and reopen it.
All the time. It's annoying.
Another thing is sometimes...
It happens with when I watch video, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Something going... I start going like this.
Yeah, it's stupid. What do you do? And
Thanks for the sound effect.
You're welcome. What's another pet peeve? Oh, when you're text messaging someone and you want to take a picture, sometimes the camera just shows black.
Oh, really? I haven't.
Have you ever done that?
No, I
like,
haven't seen
and
that.
it happens a lot.
Huh.
And then so then sometimes I have to go out of the message app, actually take a picture with the camera, so that it's on my roll, and then go back in the message app and then attach the picture. It's stupid.
It's embarrassing.
It's stupid. So they're still really stuck on this. Meet the secrecy team.
Two random guys. Who are those guys?
I believe it's Ive and Schiller.
Oh, okay.
So now Federighi is still putting on Comedy Hour, talking about the watch and how Apple's doubling down on secrecy. And now he says they're tripling down on secrecy. And this is just getting kooky and stupid.
Are they making a joke about the whole hack thing here?
They're just joking in general, like in generalities. They're showing off a video, like a silly video about like secrecy. Two guys doing this crazy ass handshake and then pulling each other's leg to get inside.
It's just kind of in bad taste, I feel. Like, I mean, I know I'm not watching it, but I mean, for people's like naked photos to be released on the internet,
that's exactly
it's
how
kind
I was feeling too.
I think that's beyond just making light of it. And they're not referring clearly to yesterday's manual leak because they've probably been preparing this presentation for months now, right? This isn't something they whipped up at the last minute.
Yeah. This is dumb now. So after this crazy handshake, Eddie Q's pretending to try and do the handshake but failing and like grabbing the guy's. I don't know. This is dumb. This is stupid. Apple. This is stupid. Sorry. Do I need to throw another
trying
bat
to make
out?
something viral.
Yeah. Let's go viral, man. Let's go viral.
Let's make something viral. Everyone will see it.
Maybe they'll learn. Maybe their next thing is like, hey, you don't have to be like kooky all the time.
And I feel like it's really a bad thing if they're going to tie this into Apple Pay. Like they're joking around about security, and then they're about to convince everyone that Apple Pay is the most secure, way to pay for everything in your life. Like it seems, I don't know. I feel like this should have been vetted a little bit better. It's like people actually take security very seriously, especially when it comes to their money. And you think naked pictures are a bad thing, with your credit card information being leaked by using Apple Pay before it's time.
Stupid.
Be a lot worse.
iOS 8.1 will be available for download this Monday, which also coincides with Apple Pay's availability. OS 10, iWork for OS 10 and iOS will be available today and free. Steven, you can check it out.
What?
iWork?
You can check it out.
Download
iWork?
it?
No way.
All right, Cook is back on stage and looks like he's going to be talking iPad. iPad will be first. Yosemite OS 10 also, I'm sorry guys if I didn't say this, is available today for free. So,
and iWork only free because it's the best out there, Steven. That's the only reason they do that. The most popular and freest.
I would say OS 10 updates and releases not nearly as buggy and problematic as iOS one, so I'm super comfortable recommending the OS just historically.
Mm-hmm.
iOS 8, hopefully they've worked on some of those things. I'll probably wait a day just to make sure. It's probably the safe thing to do.
I think everyone's felt that burn recently, yeah.
Wait, what burn are you talking about? Burning sensation? All right, Cook is now up. We can actually talk about, more important things. The iPad is a simple and magical device. It's always been a unique blend of simplicity and capability. While beautiful on the outside since the very first one, it's had technology jam-packed on the inside. Ultra-fast Wi-Fi, cellular connectivity. As we've packed more and more capabilities and performance in the iPad, customers are using it in ways we couldn't imagine. Like, they might need a keyboard case for them, Donald.
Maybe.
It's transforming the way we work, Cook says, the way we learn, the way we play. It's transforming the way we communicate.
I mean, they did have a keyboard dock for it, the first one when it came out, right?
Oh, yeah, that was
Clunky
brutal.
thing
Yeah,
was
and you could only use it vertically.
Right. It kind of looked like a very thinned down original iMac,
Yeah,
Mac.
And had like the keyboard, the white plastic keyboard texture feel to it.
Right.
Cook says it's not surprising that we sold more iPads in the first 4 years than we sold of any product in our history. Up to date, 225 million iPads sold.
Wow.
Again, though, I've told you earlier in the keynote for people that weren't watching, 4 out of the past 5 years, the revenues have decreased, and their market share has dropped from somewhere around 32-33% of all tablets to 27%.
Right. We sold all the tablets you'll ever need. Now we'll move on to another product.
Now he's comparing PC units shipped in 12 months, ending Q3 2014, compared to iPads. I don't think you can. That's just a silly comparison.
Yeah,
that's
calling
a silly
it a PC.
comparison.
It's not the same thing
because the PC industry has decreased its shipments of units. The iMac kind of bucked that trend compared to the overall PC market. But saying like, don't call an iPad a PC.
Whatever. He loves bar charts. Let him have it.
He loves his bar charts.
Whip that up in iWorks.
iPad sale, like Shar is pointing out, iPad sales have been erratic over the past several quarters.
Look at this number.
I do not believe that.
200% customer satisfaction.
They should put an extra 0 in there just to mess with people. I mean,
how is that possible?
Not one single person called the Apple Care support line.
Have you gone and waited in line there? It takes like an hour.
Who needs Mayday? Everyone loves our product and is completely satisfied.
Oh,
Mayday,
man.
Mayday.
Yeah, our editors are talking about Apple's fiscal third quarter. iPad sales dropped 9%. Overall, their numbers are very impressive. Cook is pointing out we have over 675,000 apps customized to take advantage of the iPad, and it's a huge advantage over their competition. Oh, wait, is this another quote from Walt Mossberg? Okay,
no,
they actually use someone
The
different.
Verge.
The Verge. It's one of those things where this is a device that is super matured now. I mean, man, it was gangbusters when it first came out. It was pretty up.
I remember it was actually really depressing because you wanted to review other things that were comparable to it, and I was just telling people over and over again, you're like, this Android tablet is good, but it's totally different ballpark than what the iPad is providing, and no one wanted to hear that. Everyone wanted like a really good fight.
No, it's true.
It just wasn't.
It was hard. Yeah, I remember you were like defeated. You're like, there's nothing there that can really hang with it still for quite a while.
Yeah, and it was kind of everyone's hands were tied. Like the hardware makers wanted a stronger version of Android. Android wanted more apps in their app store to be able to convince people were comparable to the iPad, and no one had it yet. So fun times.
So what do you do when you make the best tablet in the world? How do you make it better? You do this. And it's video time.
You make it gold.
You make it thinner, and you make it gold. So they started with a video shot of a pencil, kind of an homage to the first iPad Air.
Stylus.
No. Shut up. No, they're shaving.
Smart stylus coming out. iPad Pro.
They shaved the pencil. They shaved the pencil down to show that it is thinner, and it is the iPad Air 2, just like the rumors have indicated.
I can't wait till next year where there's like a toothpick. The thinnest iPad Air ever.
Like, I'm not going to get an iPad Air 2 because I honestly want a larger screen iPad because I travel so much. So I'm going to just wait it out. That's just me. And the iPad Air is totally fine.
Cook says, it's unbelievably gorgeous, and look at how thin it is.
And it's...
It's
and
be flexible.
Don't put it in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Apple's Phil Schiller will now take the stage to talk about the specs of this bad boy. Sorry, I burped in my mouth.
Yeah, I thought you were choking up a little bit. You're like,
no, I
the
actually.
specs are so beautiful. Schiller's right.
I burped in my mouth and tasted donut.
No, it's not the worst thing.
Not signed donut though. All right, Phil Schiller, longest-serving member of Apple's executive team to date. He's been there since 1997, which was when some of us graduated from college. I mean, from high school.
From college? Wow.
Damn.
You're
no,
old.
I'm not. No.
You're so old, Brian Tong.
So the iPad 2, 6.1 millimeters thin. Is it thin or thinner? 18% thinner than the first iPad Air, which was 20%.
NFC in it. It's because they had to make it that extra.
I think the iPhone,
1%
was it like 6.9 millimeters or something? It's going to be around iPhone thinnish.
50%, at least 50% more breakable.
World's thinnest tablet. This is an image that they're showing of the two iPads next together. You can stack two iPad Airs, and it's still thinner than the original iPad.
Which many of us still have.
That's actually pretty crazy. Yeah, he says it's 6.1 millimeters thinner, so they haven't given us an actual millimeter measurement yet. They're talking about how it was able to be so much thinner by going through the display. There's usually an air gap in the screen that Apple got rid of, and that also reduced the internal reflection. There's rumors that these iPads will also have an anti-glare coating on them, so we'll see if they say that. In addition, we've now created an anti-reflective coating for this multi-touch surface. Reduces reflections by 56%. Never been done before. Ackerman says, frankly, every laptop, monitor, tablet should have an anti-reflective coating or anti-glare screen. It's the best tablet display you've ever seen and the thinnest tablet.
If he says so.
If I didn't know that an iPad Pro was coming out, then I would be super juiced about this. Or if I was not in the market for an iPad Pro, I'd be super juiced about this.
You're saying you're not super juiced?
No,
about this?
I'm digging this. I mean, I'm an iPad freak.
Well, once the Infinity Blade demo gets up and running, then I'll probably be super juiced about this, Brian.
Oh, we love that Infinity Blade. Well, it's always so good to us. It's always so good. It's using an A8X processor for the iPad. It's the new generation chip. We know the 6 and the 6 Plus have the A8. The A8X was rumored for this device. It's a new version created specifically for the iPad 2 Air, 64-bit architecture, 3 billion transistors, 40% faster CPU, 2.5 times faster GPU. Huh. All right, this thing's a beast.
Yeah.
I do like what I'm seeing.
Oh,
Now
there's
it's-
my iPad 3 way down
Right,
there.
you'll be able to check Twitter in the bathroom that much faster.
I'll just have to decide if I can hold out for an iPad Pro or if I'm going to get an iPad Air 2.
Yeah. Or none of the above is also an option. Not to encourage you.
You mean like
or discourage
actually
you.
saving money towards
Yeah.
future?
Come on.
That could be a good idea.
I mean, in all seriousness, that is what Apple is up against, right? They're kind of their own worst enemy. They've made great iPads in the past that a lot of people are completely content with.
Yeah.
And right now, the thing that they're trying to do most is convince people that this iPad or these iPads are going to be a significant upgrade, compelling enough for them to put down the cash and, get a new iPad. They're showing like the double the thickness of the original iPad, shaming those original iPad owners into buying an iPad that is half the thickness. That's something that can actually say like, oh, well, it's that much thinner. It's going to be a different experience. I should upgrade. Or it's 12 times faster. I should get an upgrade. But, I mean, like Steven was saying, if a lot of these people who've bought these first couple rounds of iPads are thinking, I kind of question why I bought that to begin with. It's mostly for my kid. I don't think my kid needs something that's half as thick and probably more fragile. My kid has not been complaining about the glare he's been getting off of Minecraft.
Daddy,
Yeah.
this glare is too much.
This is garbage, Dad. When are you going to get me a new iPad?
So why might you want this new iPad?
Yeah,
New
tell me.
M8 Motion co-processor. I really don't. Maybe they'll show me the advantage of putting a
See,
motion.
now they're selling it, showing
Yeah,
the
see,
kids
the kids-
stuff on
kids'
there.
books.
They're
Oh, yeah.
selling it now.
But come on, guys. It's all about the camera. The iPad has the best viewfinder for composing your photos. It's the largest viewfinder for composing your photos, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
good Lord. I hate this is just depressing now. The iSight camera on the back of the device took 5 megapixel photos. For included autofocus and features. Let's see what their timeout for this new one is. It going to be like an 8 megapixel? Yes, the new iSight camera, a new 8 megapixel camera. I don't know if it's the same 8 megapixel camera in the current iPhone or the previous 8 megapixel camera from the iPhone 5S. It takes videos at 1080p. I think that's hilarious that they're saying the iPad is the best viewfinder because it's so big. Like, that's a selling point. The world's largest camera.
I feel bad doing this. I really shouldn't. But like,
Say it.
Does Phil Schiller like pick up his clothes at a thrift store before he comes to these Apple events? Like,
Donald,
could he look?
He's
that-
wearing the blue jeans and the dark blue
Yeah,
shirt. See how
it's like
You know what? I mean, out of all the people in this room, I thought I'd be the one to critique Apple
I'm
exec
not
fashion.
saying I'm high fashion. I rock the t-shirt every day at work practically, but like you're coming up here to do a presentation. At least find a. I don't know. I feel like is there these deliberately wrinkled shirts that he's trying to get for? There's probably some calculated appeal where it's like by wearing this, I'm really showing how I'm just like a regular guy, right?
Business casual.
It's not even business casual. I feel like that there's like he's like a coffee stain away from looking like he just rolled out of bed. All right, I'm done.
Oh boy.
I'm
Are any
done.
of them wearing iWatches? I haven't seen anyone wearing an
Federighi
iWatch.
was wearing an
He was?
iWatch. He
Okay.
was flashing it like he was cool, but he was
yeah.
cool, dude. I'm so surprised. I hate to say this. I'm like, do it.
It's bad karma. I know. But
you know what? I think that if anyone actually wants to hashtag CNET Live about what Donald's wearing today, I'm going to read the comments. I will read the comments at the end of the show. Hashtag CNET Live.
I'm immune.
Tell me what Donald's wearing.
I mean, I'll cry, but
the iPad, for the first time, you can take large panoramas. See, that's the problem, because instead of this, you're now getting that burst mode. Don't give the iPad more camera features. Time lapse plus slow motion. Oh, God, they're really doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to know how many people out there actually like taking pictures with their iPads.
Burst mode is the grossest sounding camera feature in the world, too. Can we all agree on that? There's not a lot of features in the world that are grosser sounding than anything called burst mode.
Oh, you're killing me today.
Sounds like a Lady Gaga album title.
First.
Oh, yeah.
You're just destroying Phil Schiller.
Right, sorry.
Just absolutely destroying Phil Schiller. Killing burst mode. Oh, I'm dying right now. I am dying. The slow motion feature cuts the resolution down to 720. I apologize, guys, that it cuts it down to 720. Oh. Faster 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. That might be a reason to get it.
There you go. It's got the ACs.
I've never heard you be so hard on a guy's clothing ever in my life. I just don't. I can't get over it. I can't get
all
over
the more reason. I was really choking it back. I'm sorry.
You know
I didn't want to say it, but it was like
I'm gonna watch you, Donald Bell. I'm gonna be careful around you, Donald Bell.
It seems like monochromatic too. It's like
after hearing
blue
that,
on blue.
I'm gonna be careful around you in the
Texas
office.
tuxedo going on there.
Be very careful around you in the office now, Donald Bell. I mean, was it who wore it better? Was the fashion police?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to bring fashion police to our live events. Oh,
Joan Rivers, bless her soul.
R.I.P. Joan, for reals. She was awesome. All right. They're also talking about Touch ID in the iPads. There's no surprises here.
No, I mean, I think the surprise was the disappointment of them not including it last year, right? Like, it was the biggest reason to buy the 5S, I felt, was like what they're putting out there, and everyone was hoping to have that same feature. But it was one of those features that Apple always does, where they put like a really standout flagship reason to buy feature in their phone, and then it trickles down. So
I think the surprise of today was Donald's disposition for Phil Schiller's fashion.
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
I'm gonna go look.
It does say Apple Pay on the iPad, but for purchasing apps, right? It's not talking about Apple Pay as a.
All right, hashtag CNET Live. Kevin Moy can't fully critique without seeing Donald's pants. Christopher Tilley, Donald sexy in button-down seafoam green.
Thanks, man. Try to mix it up.
Charles Cooper, his birthday suit.
Damn.
Donald should call her up. Hey, Kevin Moy, call her up. Can you unbutton those and pop that?
No, it's permanently glued down.
Come on, let the dogs out, man.
All right, here we go. I'll work
the dogs out.
Little tiny buttons.
It's gonna take time. Just we'll work on it. Remember, again, hashtag CNET Live.
This is why you tune in. Yeah.
This is must see internet stream. All right. They're gonna show off. Wow, you're that guy now. You know, I see a lot of guys like that. You're that guy, right? Look at that. Oh no.
Oh yeah, someone was saying poppy collar.
I'm just gonna throw up in my mouth right now.
That was it. It wasn't burst mode that got you. It was the collar popping, huh? All right.
I know we all pop a collar.
That's the other way you could call burst mode.
Oh
man.
All right, they're showing off Pixelmator.
I won't be invited back, will I?
No, you will. I need you.
Okay.
They're showing us a video editing app. This is a great time to actually. Let's go to the tweets. Eli wants a shout out. I'm not giving him one because that's horrible. It's horrible.
I'm taking a break.
You know how engaged Donald is?
You got to use the little men's room.
All right, let's see what else we have here. He picked a perfect time. This is when they're doing demos, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they're talking about how the photo editing tool works on the iPad.
Okay. Have you ever used that? I've never used it.
No.
I think I've maybe only taken like 50 photos in the 3 years I've owned my iPad with an iPad.
I've taken less than that. I could probably under 20.
Yeah.
Since the iPad came. I'm sorry. There's some things that like you have to put a line in the sand.
Yeah.
And you cannot cross that line.
The only time I'll do it too is if I don't have my phone with me and I'm like, oh, okay, here's my iPad. I'll take a picture.
Well, here's
real
the
quick.
thing. You have kids. That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta have a camera ready in a hurry.
Completely different set of rules if you have kids. Now, if you don't have kids, or even if you have kids and you're in a venue that you have a phone, you can't use your iPad.
No. If someone's standing in front of me with an iPad at like
Oh
a
my
baseball
God,
game, I'm probably gonna punch the iPad out of there.
I took me and my lady, my fiance.
Ah,
I know. That's what's up.
Congrats.
That's what's up. My beautiful baby. We take pictures of people who take pictures with iPads all the time and just send them to each other. like zoom in, getting real close.
That's funny.
It's just like, what a bunch of tools. That's right. If you do it, calling you a tool. All right, the demo appears to be. Oh God, I hope it's over.
There's a graphic that says demo. So,
I mean, I get the fact that Apple wants to make all these events, but I think that there's a point where.
well, it's so popular. The camera is like the biggest deal on their phone, so I can
Yeah.
understand why they try to make it a big deal on
For
the
sure.
iPad.
Maybe I'm just jaded. Maybe you know what? I'm not gonna. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little too critical. Let's see what else people are saying. Greg is enjoying the commentary on hashtag CNET Live. Stone Bryson, so far I am seeing nothing from the Apple event that is in any way exciting, except for your coverage. Snoozing through this one. I think everyone's
You're
probably
not alone.
I think everyone's just laying back, going like, "All right,
Yeah,
what's
we got
up?
pictures on the iPad.
What's up?" Sean Nipper says, "Donald, do you button your shirt before you put it on, T-shirt style?" Hashtag no. Oh man, I just can't believe he butchered Phil Schiller. It cracks me up. Like, all right, you know what? I wish. Is Allison there or is she not?
She's still there.
She is. All right, guys. While they're doing this demo, if one of you want to call us, the number 1-888-900-CNET. I'm going to take a call right now. 2638. Yeah, we're going to take a call to talk to you to see what you think about this. Let's see how fast the line pops. Donald, people have been talking about your clothes.
What I miss?
Kevin Herrera. Go to this tweet. Brian Tong has a fiance? No use in going to CES this year. Kevin. Kevin.
Still go. You just won't get any.
I've got nothing but love for you, bro. All right? Come on now.
But just love.
Now, you know what? I think that the CNET Livers are starting to critique our overall fashion. Sean Nipper says Donald needs the scarf from the iPhone demo guy. The purple scarf.
Purple scarf. Oh.
Purple scarf. Purple scarf. We've got issues. We've got
a chance to harmonize. It's a real CNET Live show.
Purple scarf. Purple scarf. That's the guy. That's the guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
GQ
Never been a
addresses
consume
iPhone
in
guys.
pain. What'd you say?
Someone made a cartoon out of him too. It's pretty good.
There he is.
Oh my gosh.
Sweating.
Never meant to cause you any sorrow. Oh, purple scarf guy. Honestly, I gotta say that guy had major cojones to rock a purple scarf. He owned it. I'm not even hating on it.
You know what?
I think it's amazing.
Apple should have changed his wardrobe because it actually took away from what he was showing off. None of us remember what he was showing. We just remember his purple scarf.
Yeah, I do not know. What actually? In fact, you missed eye work. You freaking missed eye work.
He was
because
showing
of
off
the purple
eye work. Yeah.
Ah, the purple scarf.
It all makes sense now.
It does it again. All right. They're talking about some app that we aren't listening to because we're singing Purple Scarf.
So it's something about replay. Auto video editing app.
I'm glad we can enjoy this together. Did anyone end up calling us? Oh, the lines are okay. Let's take a call. You want to take a call?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Let's go to our first guy, Chris in Chicago. Chris, what's up, buddy?
What's up?
Are you surviving this keynote right now? Are you alive?
Just barely.
All right. What did you want to call and talk about?
I just wanted to know if CarPlay was going to come in this Apple event, or if I can get CarPlay by at least the end of the year without buying a Ferrari.
Yeah, very good point.
buy the
Very good point. Yeah,
Ferrari.
just save up, man. Just sell whatever you got. Get
You only
the
live
Ferrari.
once.
You know, Apple
Right,
actually tentatively took off the date of 2014 on their website, saying that CarPlay would be rolling out. So I think we're not going to actually see an official rollout for a while. We've shown a Pioneer and their Nex in-car heads-up displays and units. They'll have support for it, and they also made a specific model called, I think it's called the App Radio 4. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong, but it's not going to be a major rollout until 2015. The fact that they took down that date is kind of suspicious, and we haven't heard much. So, great question. I don't think we're going to see it until next year, and maybe a lot later next year, not even CES next year. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. You know what, though? Initial reviews with the CarPlay integration, very good, but also good. But one of the major critiques is the actually the Maps app, and it's not even from an accuracy standpoint, but it really lags behind where a lot of the GPS Maps apps are now. Let me interrupt myself for a quick second. iPad Air 2 pricing, 16 gig, $499, $599 for a 64 gig. So they're jumping up like they did with the iPhone, and 128 gig will be $699. They're also showing. Stay on the line with me, Chris. We'll keep talking. The iPad Mini 3 here. They're showing the pricing there: $399 for the 16, $499 for the 64, and $599 for the 128.
And in gold.
All gold Earthing. All gold Earthing.
Earthing.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, Chris, kind of a bummer, but the maps, because Apple's Maps doesn't show. I don't know, for people that are familiar, I use Google Maps all the time. They show you the lane that you're supposed to kind of get into to make the turn or to go straight. Apple Maps does not have any of that. And that's actually a big deal, especially when you're in a place you don't know. So I think because of that, that hurts me from immediately jumping on board. Like, sure, it shows that turn, but current map systems show actual lanes to get into. So I think
by the time it comes out, Google will already have their self-driving car. That's my prediction.
And look, now that I have an iPhone 6 or people that own a 6 Plus, that screen is large enough that I'm not as I was about to actually install a system into my car that had CarPlay compatibility, but because the size of my iPhone is so good now, I'm not as eager to do that yet. So
now I know I wasn't paying complete attention here, but did Apple totally gloss over the Mini 3, just?
So yeah, you know what?
Kind of mention it as an afterthought.
There are rumblings that basically it would pretty much before this event that it would just might have Touch ID, and it's not going to be like a full-on. The processor inside the iPad Mini 3 wouldn't even be the 8X, the A8X that's in the big boy iPad Air 2. But yeah, they're just kind of. It looks like they're just throwing in there with the pricing.
It's weird because I feel like that to me would be like, of all the things shown so far, the thing that people would be buying up for the holidays. Right?
I think by a lot of people that I talked to that had an iPad Mini that purchased an iPhone 6 Plus, said after that, several people like, I don't really think I need my Mini anymore.
Yeah, that's still a very specific Venn diagram of users.
No, but
like
it is.
People who had an iPad Mini already, but then also got the iPhone 6
It
Plus.
is, but it speaks to the cannibalization of how Apple is getting into all these different sizes that people are. Although they bought that first gen, they may not buy another iPad Mini again.
Sure. I guess maybe I'm still of the thinking that a lot of people haven't even bought an iPad Mini yet, are still sitting on like an iPad.
Well, then I don't want to be their friends.
Or third generation.
I don't want to be your friend.
Are you saying Stephen Beaton's face right now that you don't want to be his friend anymore because he doesn't have an iPad Mini? Say it to his face, Brian Tong.
I did fantasize about having an iPad Mini.
See?
Because I was holding the big one, and it's big and heavy.
Right. I'm not willing to say that. So, Chris, are you really in the market for CarPlay? Is that why you were curious about that?
Yeah, I am. Because I was thinking about buying my first car, and I was looking to see if I can get CarPlay in it right away.
Yeah. We'll see. I think it's going to be a while, though, honestly.
I caught the Cisco reference in the beginning, just to let you know.
He caught the Cisco. You know what?
Oh, good.
Loyal CNET fan.
There you
Chris,
go.
love it, man. Thanks so much for calling. We appreciate it, bro, all right?
No problem. Thank you for taking it.
Dig that. He's dropping like, yo.
Yeah, I caught it.
I caught Cisco. I'm with you, boy. I'm with you. All right. Dan Ackerman makes a point here: is the Mini being downplayed because the 6 Plus essentially eclipses it?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't think it eclipses it, but
I think they're very different audiences in some ways.
I think that if it's the Apple ecosystem user and they get an iPhone 6 Plus, they don't have as much of a need for a Mini, other than giving it to their kids, and they're not going to buy a new Mini. I think that. I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you. I think that if people already invested in iPad Mini, they're probably not buying another one for a while. I just think that there's still plenty of people out there, more than Apple would maybe want to admit, that are still holding on to that first, second, third generation iPad. They're like, maybe the thing that's going to get me upgrading is not the fact that the iPad Air 2 at the same price is half the thickness, but that I could have this smaller iPad.
I am in agreement with you as well. So
it's such a big deal for them for years now.
Yeah.
They feel like that is mentioned as it's almost like the iPad Classic, just mentioned as like an afterthought. Just like they're gonna spend. They spent like 15 minutes on Air Force One security jokes, and then
That's
they
what I'm
spent
saying. It's
30
stupid.
seconds on mentioning that the iPad Mini still exists.
But I think that hopefully they wake up a little bit and realize, you know what, people want to hear people actually care about the actual stuff you're releasing more than a stupid video of Eddie Q doing a failed handshake to a security guard. That was stupid. I'm sorry. Or put it at the end, like we do with our skits. We put them at the end, so people that don't give a crap about that will watch it at the end, and people that do will.
That'd be nice if there was like a little Easter egg after they clear the room out, and like after all the reporters rush to the room where they have the demo room, that there's a little extra bonus footage.
I'm gonna take another call from our lovely caller Lisa. You know what, first lady for the day. We love that ladies call us here on CNET, because guess what? There are more than just dudes that are all about this tech stuff. Lisa, thanks for calling CNET Live. We got nothing but love for you.
Thanks.
So what's up? You want to talk iPad Mini?
Yeah, I just, I heard you guys mention that the iPad Air, is going to have AC, and what about the iPad Mini?
Yeah, look, I don't, for people that are watching this, I don't know if you're able to watch the live stream as well, but it looks like it's only having 802.11n. We have a still shot up here. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, it has 802.11n in the Retina Mini.
No way.
Its camera is still, check this out, its camera is still only a 5 megapixel iSight camera, so no improved camera.
No way.
Yeah, no improved camera, 802.11n. The only improvement that it appears we see on the Mini is Touch ID and the 3 different colors, the gold color option as well. That's pretty disappointing.
And it looks like they're still keeping the original Mini around at $249, like $50 off.
What'd you say, Lisa?
I said, look, who cares about gold?
Yeah.
Come on, why aren't they updating the iPad Mini? It's ridiculous.
Who cares about gold? I mean, I don't have
not
gold.
Brian Tong, definitely.
Not
no,
me.
he's never mentioned that he pretty much will buy the Apple Watch in gold, even not for no practical purpose whatsoever.
I will not. You know what, Lisa? Actually, because I have you on the phone and we have a lot, we have a lot of guys that typically call. As a woman, what are your impressions of the Apple Watch?
Oh, I love it. I mean, just because it's like Star Trek come to life for me. So it's just the more that Apple does, the better.
What do you think about? What do you think about did the look really appeal to you right out of the gate?
It's not so much the look; it's just like what you can do with it.
Yeah, nice.
That's what it's doing for me. It's just like the technology on your wrist. It's crazy, it's just so cool.
All right, well, Lisa, thanks so much for calling. We appreciate it. We're going to jump back in this keynote because they're talking iMacs now, okay?
All right, very good. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, thanks for calling. Love it. Lisa, other ladies, give us a call. We don't bite. Donald's like, what's going on here?
I don't know what's going
okay, here we go.
So confused. A woman called. It's bizarre.
I don't know what to do.
It's weird, though. But I'm reading there's something about a 5K resolution display here. Is that on the iMac?
That is correct. Yeah, that's for the iMac. So the rumblings would be that it would be like a 5120 by 2880, which it appears that's the amount of pixels in this display. 14.7 million pixels in one display, the world's highest resolution display. HD, just for those as a reference.
Retina 5K.
Retina 5K. Yeah.
Wow.
The thing, I have an iMac. I call this myself the iMac Slim design. I love it. I'm not going to... I got it, a year and a half ago or 2 years ago when they came out. I'm not going to get a Retina display iMac. Even though I want one, I'm not going to just... I fully loaded that bad boy. 3 terabytes. Got the Fusion Drive action.
Dang.
Bumped up the RAM. Like, because... Video now these days they didn't come out with the Mac Pro for ages, so I'm like I'm ready to get a machine that I can use as a desktop, and I love it, but I'm not going to just automatically sell mine now and just get a Retina display.
If you want to give it to me, it's fine.
Give it?
Just give it away to me. Yeah.
Are you but we're not family yet.
We're not. Okay, well,
when
we are, let me know.
If you add me, if you let me add,
your brother's going to need it for his comiXology reading. So I'll let him get first crack. He's blood.
If you let me add you to find my iPhone, so I can see where you are at every moment.
You can. It's the most boring update in the world. I'll be one of 2 places.
Home and work.
Yeah.
No. When you're performing in Portland.
Oh, that's true. Every once in a while.
Aloha Screwdriver. Look it up.
Mix it up.
Mix it up.
Yeah. That cuts both ways, though. I'll be able to track you too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You'll see where I hang out. The gym, work, and home.
Yeah, actually, I don't even have a place to put an iMac in my house right now. So never mind. I don't want it.
Schiller's talking about how beautiful the display is. 27-inch iMac. It's gorgeous. I love it. I mean, I would like a Retina, but when I'm gonna sell mine and just get, I ain't gonna do that. What do you guys think about just even getting a desktop these days? Is that completely irrelevant to you guys these days?
Completely for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Why have one?
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a place to put it. Yeah, I feel like the days of having a desk set up in your home for the serious computing work that I'm going to be doing. I have to catch up with my correspondence.
Emails, you know?
Yeah, we are. My kid's getting old enough now. He's probably going to need a proper desk in his room. But I don't know. He does this work at the kitchen table.
Laptop, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, the laptop screens these days are so huge. The only reason why I got an iMac is to do video production on it.
Yeah.
There would have been no other reason for me to get a desktop, quite honestly. And the Mac Pro took too long to wait for. It was like I was killing myself. So Phil Schiller's talking about the vivid, bright display, how 4K, 5K
right,
is really just bumping this thing up. It's honestly, I'm sure it looks ridiculous. But then again, for those of you that were using a laptop and went to a Retina display laptop, you can't tell me that it was a world of difference. It was a nice difference.
Yeah.
But even when the whole Retina display on a laptop movement started coming out, I wasn't like, I have to get one. And if you're working at home a lot, so a lot of people plug them into a regular monitor. You lose that Retina display advantage right when you do that, So, do I like it? Yeah, but I never felt like, oh, I don't have a Retina display. It sucks. Never felt that way. I don't know about you guys.
Once it gets on my iWatch, Apple Watch, that's when it's going to really kick in, right?
Retina,
amazing. Yep. I can't even see the pixels.
What's going on? All right. Continue to tweet us. They're showing a kind of video demo. We'll talk about a few specs here. An Intel 3.5 gigahertz quad-core i5. I believe mine was a 325 back in the day. Oh, I did upgrade it to the fastest one, too. I remember I was like, this is the last desktop I'm probably ever going to buy.
And it's going to be a video editing machine. It makes sense.
Yeah. Upgradable to 4 gigahertz. AMD Radeon R9 295. Upgradable to the 295X. Let's be honest, I don't really know what that's capable of. It's their latest video card that you could pop in there. They're saying the Mac Pro desktop was also an AMD-powered GPU. 3.5 teraflops Thunderbolt 2. Teraflops? Did she mean terabytes? Or is that the speed of the Thunderbolt?
Yeah, let's give it to her.
All right. Also, they like to tout their environmental friendliness. I think that the iMac is actually one of the coolest desktop all-in-ones. You max it out, its price is expensive, and I think that most people look at it and say, that's a cool computer, but I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah. I know this is kind of like old man talk, but it's like I spent that much money on like an Apple Performa, in like 1998 or something. Like, I mean, that's...
Wait. You have some dust on your shoulder.
Yeah, I know. It's my hair falling off of my head.
Brush it off a little.
I know.
Yeah.
But for that amazing a machine, I still think that's a totally justifiable price. But I can think of the days when computers cost that much money and were pathetic.
To me, quite honestly, how many people these days are willing to put down $3,000 on a computer that's not mobile? You know, like a general consumer.
Right.
Again, Video Pro is different.
Yeah.
You gonna say something?
I was just gonna say it's mainly professionals, and then your second sentence.
Professionals, but I think there's still there's the our parents audience too of people who are just they're used to the idea of going to their desk and checking their email. You know.
Yep. Here we go. A small update. The Mac Mini, 4th gen Intel Core processors, Intel Iris and HD graphics GPU, the 5000. 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. The Mac Mini gets the AC, and the Mini Retina does not. iPad, 2 Thunderbolt ports. See, this is normally. I mean, maybe they don't care, but they put out the announcement. It's been way too long. Typically, they kind of try to tie that story into what they're doing, but they haven't really referred to that at all in any of the products they've talked about here. Like, not even saying, if you wondered why we've said we've waited way too long, blah blah blah.
Is that going to be a one more thing or something?
An Apple TV size of a Chromecast stick that Donald Bell wants.
But here you go. The Mac Mini is at $499. I feel like you get that with your run-of-the-mill non-Retina desktop display, and that's going to be a much better value.
It's like $1,000 tops. Tops, right?
And you can just kind of fit it in front of your, backup drive and have a nice little stack of products. I don't know. That's more compelling to me.
Yeah, I mean, I would be honest.
Cheap bastard Donald Bell says.
I just loved how the new iMac looked, and I was like, oh, that thing's dope, you know? All right, let's you know what? Cook is talking. If he wraps up, he wraps up. Let's take a call because people have been waiting. Let's go to Amira in Chicago. Amira, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Look at the ladies coming out. Yeah. What's up, Amira?
Good. What's up?
How you doing? What do you want to talk about on CNET Live today?
I don't know. The new MacBooks, I guess? The Mac Pro, excuse me. The desktop.
Oh, the desktops. Yeah. Desktops. Yes?
Yes.
And what do you want to say about them?
I don't know. I don't think they're still up to date yet. It's just they haven't the touch screen yet or anything like that. So it's not really
touch screen. It's important.
Amira wants to touch the iMac, huh?
Yeah, I mean, come on, Microsoft and everybody's already bashing on Apple for saying, oh, they're not touchscreen, they're not as as up to date as they are with Samsung and everything like that. If they also desktops also having that much, not everybody. I agree with you guys. Not everybody does desktops these days either, unless they're doing heavy stuff like video editing and photos and Photoshop and stuff like that.
Yeah, want to do something cool right now with me? Are you down with this?
Sure.
Okay, here, Steven, okay, I'll make your computer a touch screen right now. You ready?
All right.
Reach out. Tell me when you... Did you do that? Did you touch my finger?
Yeah.
Oh, I felt it.
You felt it.
Really.
You felt it. It was amazing. You guys made a connection.
Technology does bring two people together. It really does. But you know what? I really think in our time, maybe in the next couple of years, I think we might. It will take Apple. We'll have to cater the software a little bit, but they're kind of in a weird way, halfway there. And they've probably tested a touchscreen iMac already. You know?
Yeah.
They have.
But they're a little behind, though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, touchscreen.
Big time.
Oh, big time. I mean, man, Windows has had it for at least 2 years already. I think at least.
Yeah, but have they been as?
No.
I don't know if that's a feature that people are really excited about. It's one of those things where everyone's kind of been trying to push it out there as a way to compel people to buy Windows 8 machines, but I don't think that it's necessarily succeeded.
It hasn't yet.
I love mine. I love my touchscreen laptop. I have an Acer Aspire.
Oh yeah.
And I use the touch. I was surprised at how much I use the touchscreen. I use it all the time, just to play a movie, to scroll. It works out great.
And you're conditioned. with all these touch devices.
Yeah,
you become conditioned to that.
Yeah, my kids
right?
even go up to my Mac, my work Mac, and they touch the screen, and nothing happens.
It's
and
broken, Dad.
Even something as crazy as my 2-year-old nephew will go up to a TV and try and touch it. Because they think it's a touchscreen, right?
Yeah. But I swear, I use it all the time, and I will never go back. I will never go back, ever. And I keep waiting for Mac to make one, too. I mean, not that I'm going to go buy one, but I'm surprised that they haven't.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, the touch the touchscreen revolution's coming out. They need to get on it ASAP.
They got to get on it ASAP. ASAP. All right. Thanks so much for calling, Amira. Appreciate it. All right.
All right. Thank you.
I touch you. I touch you. Here, touch us all. Just touch it. See? Look, multiple fingers. Oh, did you get it? Seriously.
You tickled her.
That was crazy. All right. Elisa, what's up, Elisa?
Hello there from Hackensack, New Jersey.
Hackensack. Hack that sack.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm wondering, why has Apple never put any cell phone capabilities on their iPads? That would be the best of all universes, and it would eliminate the need to carry a separate cell phone, yet they are skipping that little tiny bit of innovation.
Well, I will tell you that are you saying just being able to use it as a phone or just to be able to get cell phone data?
Well, no, I have the data on my iMac. I go through, one of the carriers, and I recently learned when I was shopping around for a cell phone that the data actually does have its own phone number, but yet the iPads and tablets in general just are not embracing the ability to conduct cell phone calls like any other cell phone. I mean, I would love to not have to carry two devices, a tablet and a cell phone.
Right. But you know who loves that you carry two Apple devices?
Apple.
Yeah. And also, I mean, it's just I'm sure for Apple it gets a lot stickier with the carrier. The more they attach themselves to getting carriers' approval on what devices have voice calling capabilities and what don't, the more they become kind of inextricably tied to them, beholden to them, and I don't think Apple would be thrilled about that.
And, Elisa, they're also kind of halfway there, but they're not yet where, we were talking about earlier how now with this continuity feature, when I get a phone call, it also calls my iPad. But again, from what I know, this is only over Wi-Fi. Right. This is not over, like, if you were out on a car trip, right? Yeah. So I think you make a great point. It sounds like something that should be simple, almost like a no-brainer flip that they could switch. But like Donald refers to, it's a carrier issue, and we don't want to hear that. We don't like that, but that's where it's at right now.
No, exactly, because it means that you have to not only have data plan on your iPad, but you would also have to carry another data plan for your cell phone as well as a regular cell phone plan. And it would be a wonderful savings for the consumer, and it would give people freedom to not have to carry multiple devices. And I would just love the ability to be able to just take my tablet with me, and if I get a call, I'll answer it on the tablet while I'm using it.
God, I want to live in that world too.
Elisa, you are preaching to the choir. Elisa, if there was one segment that one thing that you could say right now to make it all better, it would probably be bad Apple.
Yes, I feel like Apple has kind of hit the wall on being innovative, and they kind of need to take stock in themselves and start thinking outside the box.
See, I think
I agree with the comment that I heard you made earlier about how expensive their machines are, and I would love to have an Apple, for a computer, for a laptop, but they're so expensive that, it's just for a homeowner, home user, it's, just not even in there, and, so I haven't gone for one.
Yeah, thanks.
And I'm actually a tech person. I actually do help desk work. And I would love to be able to feel as warm and invited to the Apple universe as I have to the, shall we say, the other universe.
I think that, do you, how many Apple products do you actually own right now, if you don't mind me asking?
I own just the iPad.
Well, so this is a great point, Elisa, because I think that you speak to a large group of people who do like and enjoy technology, also own Apple devices, but want Apple to do more and get frustrated by it because it's not only just the issue you're talking about, but just in general, people like, and I don't even think there are too many things to expect, but Apple, because of the way they run their show and they control a lot of things.
I'll play devil's advocate here too. That I mean, it's not entirely practical for your tablet to have a phone number that would be different from your cell phone's phone number. I feel like everyone's got to have, at this day and age, a cell phone. That is something you put in your pocket, you take with you. Like that's the device we're not going to get rid of. I mean, I think it would be interesting if there was a way to have for people who wanted it to adopt an iPad or a tablet that has a dedicated like cell phone number that you can take calls on too. But then you're dealing with two different phone numbers, or
make it the same phone number, and link the
call on
two
both
devices. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Right, because I would love to just carry my tablet, and if I get a phone call, I just answer it right on the tablet and keep on working.
Elisa, you gonna be like this?
And not have to switch over to grab something off my hip or out of my pocketbook.
Hold on.
I would not want to have to cover so many different, plans.
Yeah, I know.
That's the most cumbersome and unaffordable thing.
I totally see it. I understand, but I think that you're probably in a smaller, rarer audience of people who would adopt a tablet as their main phone.
But with the fact that it has microphones on it and also speakers, you could be still typing on your desk while talking at your machine.
You'll see that as an Android device sooner than you'll see it as a Apple product. But I think we're definitely getting there, right? We've already seen a lot of smartphones that are creeping up past 6 inches. It seems the logical chart of the smartphone screen size is just going up year over year.
They came out with the Apple Plus, which, gosh, yes, love the design and everything. It's so much bigger, and I like the fact that the screen, you can see more things. But if they're just going to creep up in size, just jump over the hedge already and put it on the actual tablet.
Yeah.
And with the fact that so many firms, the firm that I just left working for, we're all built into IP phones. It's like the entire corporation is on IP phones, and you can definitely do that on your all of your computers and your tablets, but yet nobody's really embracing it to make it more friendly.
Yeah,
absolutely. Elisa, thank you so much for calling. Great stuff.
Okay, have a great day, my friends.
All right, you too. Take care.
I think that's a great way. We were kicking off the therapeutic portion of this show, right? We're helping people deal with their loss and grief over what products they wanted to see, what features they wanted to see but didn't, price disappointment, other things. Yeah, what's on your mind? Let's work through our problems here.
So we're gonna transition over to the post show. Apple has wrapped things up. I love how we're having like our live show. We're just flowing. Tim Cook ends it. No one really cares. They just want to talk about what's going on. So Apple has concluded their entire keynote. It's done. We're gonna hang out for maybe around 20 more minutes, take your calls, do some tweets, do some polls, and talk to you guys. But just the big kind of headline stuff that we saw. Yes, we are seeing new iPads and iPad Air 3 starting at $499.
iPad Mini 3.
iPad Mini 3, which is actually a big disappointment.
A lot of minis, though. Are they keeping around like 3 generations of minis to sell people? I saw like a chart that was like, the original Mini is $50 off. Then you can get a Mini 2 if you want.
Seriously?
And a Mini 3 starts at $299. That was one of the pictures I saw, so I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe someone can verify that for us.
I think the most disappointing product, at least from a standpoint of doing anything with it, they basically shipped out the same iPad Mini Retina with Touch ID. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, last they delayed that feature so we can make it an easy upgrade for next year, right?
Yeah. So the iPad Mini, also we saw the new iMac with the Retina 5K display, a new Mac Mini with some speed bump processor upgrades, and then the big thing that's really going to affect everyone or at least most people owning an iOS device, iOS 8.1 will be delivered on Monday. Yosemite will be delivered for free and available to download today, OS 10 Yosemite. The one thing is when people that had set up iOS 8 earlier, there's a feature to set up your cloud drive, but it said we recommended people not to set it up until you get Yosemite so that it actually syncs the right way. So you guys can do that now.
Well, also, iPhone 6 users will get access to Apple Pay.
Yes,
right?
with the 8.1 rollout.
The update.
That is correct. So Monday. Monday we're going to test it out. I mean, we'll go out on the streets and see, like, does it actually work? And if it works the way you hope it does, because Google Wallet didn't necessarily work as seamlessly, if they can, my first 3 or 4 transactions go flawlessly, they're gonna at least be able to kind of move this needle towards mobile payments. But again, remains to be seen.
Head over to Panera, get some
Panera, Jamba
sandwiches,
Juice, Mickey D's, bro. You want to go drive through?
A lot of
Apple
French
Pay,
fries and
Apple Pay drive through Mickey D's.
There you go. Some soft serve,
20-piece chicken McNuggets, Big Mac.
Making me hungry.
The McFlurry
Sunday
McFlurry with Oreos.
Let's do it.
There's a reason. This is how we keep
I
it.
wish we could
keep
do
it
that
tight.
today somehow. But we have to wait till Apple Pay is here.
Well, you could do that. Just pay
Sounds
with
magical.
the physical currency that exists.
I guess it sounds
That's
kind of
such a
caveman,
hassle.
but yeah.
Such a hassle. All right, guys, the phone lines are stacked, so we're just going to bang through them. We also want to let you guys know that if you're watching our live broadcast at CNET Live, we have another poll that's been put up by our lovely Carrie, and she's posted, what do you think of the new iPad Air? I'm ready to buy the new one. I still don't need to upgrade my iPad, and 3, my non-Apple iPad is less expensive and does everything I need. Guys in the house, what do you want to choose?
I still do not need to upgrade my iPad.
Yeah, I'm mostly hiding my iPad so my kid doesn't obsess over it.
Right?
Me too.
So
Okay, let's go with that. Let's see where we're at.
Don't let him know.
That is the number one response. I still do not need to upgrade my iPad. 46%.
All right.
35% are ready to buy the new one, and 19% my non-Apple tablet is less expensive and does everything I need. It's pretty. That's a good indicator of what people are feeling right after the event. I don't think that's what Apple would want to see.
No.
Specifically with tablets dwindling in sales, but that's where that's at. If you guys want to tell us what you think about the announcements today, tweet us, hashtag CNET Live. You want to ask us questions that way, hashtag CNET Live. You want to talk about what Donald's wearing?
Yeah. Did you see Shalom's tweet here about the iScarf?
No.
The iScarf models that are available? It's a hashtag CNET Live. See if you can scroll to find it. There's also an iScarf Plus.
Hold on. How far down is it? Oh, my gosh.
It's like 21 minutes ago.
21? Okay, let me keep going. 14. I'm at 14 minutes. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah, here we go. I got it.
Comes in different colors.
Speaking about scarves, check out this one. Hashtag CNET Live. Gold, silver, space gray.
I like the iScarf Plus, though.
Wow,
that guy did that Lenny
quick,
Kravitz
man.
with the iScarf Plus.
I don't know if that was I don't know if that was like a Google search or you just put that on the spot. That is dope.
Is Lenny Kravitz wearing a blanket straight up?
I think so.
Let me pull it. Let me
He's
see if I
wearing
can.
like a knit blanket.
Can I There you go. Scarf available in models 32-inch, 64-inch, and 128.
Wow.
Gold, silver, space gray.
That's pretty great.
Killing me. Thanks for contributing to the show, Shalom. That's some good stuff right there. But again, yeah, hashtag CNET Live and just whatever is on your mind. We're going to go hit the phone lines. Again, we'll stick around for about 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
Take your calls. Let's see who's been waiting the longest. Greg from Lowell. Greg, what's up? Can you hear me? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me actually click it.
Click it. Come on.
Greg, what is up, man?
How you doing? I was just calling about the PayPal program. Now, is that something that's in the preliminary stages?
Are you referring to Apple Pay?
Right.
Oh, okay. Yes. See, that's like a common thing. People like PayPal, Apple Pay, like switching them around.
Or maybe he's talking about is the connection between PayPal and Apple Pay or the lack thereof. I don't know.
Yeah, Greg, can you clarify for us, my man?
What's that?
Are you talking specifically about Apple Pay or the connection between PayPal and Apple?
Apple Pay specifically.
Okay.
I was just saying, now that they have this, your cell phone is becoming kind of a one-stop thing where you have everything on it. Now, I don't know if that's something people can trust. Like, I know, like, as far as my personal security is concerned, I don't know if this is because it's gonna have all your information as far as your credit cards and stuff like that. I wasn't sure if it's something new, then I don't know if they have all the bugs worked out where somebody could hack in and steal everything.
Yeah, Greg, I think that
money is really important to people. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I think it's something people are very concerned about. I do think Apple's done pretty well to allay a lot of those concerns, talking about like the security on every single transactions being like uniquely encrypted, the way that you can deactivate your phone if it's lost, disable the feature, be able to the fingerprint security that's on every Apple Pay transaction. I think there's a lot there to say that Apple Pay, in theory, is going to be a lot more secure than any of the unsecured credit cards that are in your wallet right now. But will people be trying desperately to find a way to hack it? Absolutely. I think it's like target numero uno on any hacker's wish list of being able to be the first person to say that they've hacked Apple Pay.
Yeah.
But,
the interesting element of the Apple Pay system is this tokenization where a obscure alphanumeric number represents the transaction but is not actually tied to your actual credit card number. You know, it's
so the retailer
it,
doesn't even get your credit
Correct.
card number. They just get this unique Apple ID
destructs.
that self-destructs after the transaction, but ties it back through banking routing to your credit card. So it seems extremely secure, but I think that there's plenty of other reasons why it may not prevail. And also, I think your concern is probably the concern of most people out there thinking about trying it or not trying it. Is like it doesn't seem like it. It seems like a vulnerability for something that people are very concerned over, which is their money, which is tying back to like the. And again, I did not actually watch the Federighi like security joke thing go down, but it seemed in bad taste, or at least in a bad move for Apple, right next to talking about the security of Apple Pay, joking around about the security or the lack thereof around the Apple offices.
And Greg, you know, the whole Apple Pay system, like we said earlier, this is going to be a behavior or a function that people have to use, get familiar with. It's not going to be rolling out in every store everywhere. Best Buy has already said no to it. From what I gather, you know, there's not compatibility with PayPal, Amazon, which, you know, would be kind of a really great thing because it's just everyone. How many people buy things from Amazon? Almost everyone. But over time, we'll see if it plays out and who partners with it. Because quite honestly, if there are retailers or outlets that you go to that don't use Apple Pay, you're not going to use Apple Pay. And you're not going to change your eating habits to go to businesses just to use Apple Pay. So it's up to them to get that infrastructure, to get those partnerships as ubiquitous and everywhere possible as they can. And then we'll see in a year what progress they've made. But right now, in the U.S. specifically, we are not used to the idea of using our phones as a wallet. And in previous shows, we've shown clips in Japan as far back as 2005 where they already had that. They've had that technology in place. Tap to pay. I've used it. It's amazing. It worked flawlessly. So if they can execute that, that's the first step. But here in the U.S., we are not, as a people and as a culture, not as willing to adopt new technologies as quickly as other countries. And I think that's one of the major barriers as well.
Yeah. And in addition to that, now what happens if, say, your phone gets stolen? How, as far as like getting into that app, I don't know how it really works, but how, as far as them keeping someone from using your iPay, how did Apple like? I don't know how that works.
Well, the good thing about that is that because it's tied to your fingerprint. So, for example, every time you want to make a transaction, it needs your fingerprint to authorize the transaction. Now, unless they cut your thumb off, because even if they cut your thumb off, actually, that might not be the finger you used as the payment transaction. Right. You might want to get a little tricky and be like, I'm going to use my pinky.
So even if you don't,
I'm going to be my pinky pay.
Even if you don't use your fingerprint as the lock for your phone, even if you have your phone screen completely unlocked and just like a slide to unlock deal, you're still going to need your fingerprint every time you make a transaction with the phone.
Okay. And
even then, if your phone's gone missing, I don't know. For me, like I can feel if my phone's not in my pocket, even for like a minute, and I get freaked out. You know, I like go looking for it, and then you can use Find My Phone, Find My iPhone to both like find it and also kill it remotely. So you've got options.
There's a lot of things that we both, you know, we're in agreement there. From what we can tell, you know, nothing is unhackable per se, but from what we can tell, there's a lot of safeguards put in place to make this the most secure that they can. But again, we will see.
Yeah. So, I think the other thing that Apple was smart to do is that they're not even technically handling the transactions. It's not like you could even hack Apple and get all that credit card information necessarily, or the transaction information. Like they're encrypting it and then they're sending it over to the credit card companies with the IDs, and then like all of the actual sales and processing is still happening with the handoff to the credit card companies or the banks that are handling transactions. You know.
So there you go, Greg. Thanks for calling, man. A lot of good information and good questions. I mean, a lot of people are very curious when this rolls out on Monday, how it's actually going to play out. So thanks for that. All right.
All right, thank you.
Cool. I want to update people on my fashion. Please. People say that they would prefer to buy my shirt than anything that was announced today at the Apple conference.
Wait. By people, you mean a guy that tweeted?
2 to 3 guys. 2 to 3 guys.
Yeah, let's get that clear.
Are more excited about my shirt.
Just let's make that clear.
Yep.
All right. People.
Come on.
It's got to be more than 3. If you say people,
well, I'm reading up still. It could be at least maybe
you know what?
4.
I just started something where people are going to start saying that now,
Yeah.
just to mess with you. Okay,
People are.
let's go to Jim in. Jim, where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Round Rock.
Round Rock?
Round Rock?
Round Rock, Texas.
Oh yeah. Don't mess with Texas.
That's right.
Don't mess with us, man.
Do it big. Do it big in Texas. In fact, something like the iPad Pro 12.9-inch screen would be perfect for Texas. Maybe not. What do you got to call about, Jim?
Oh well, I've been watching this all morning, and a couple, 3 things brought up. One thing in the they talked recently about not wanting to have a desktop anymore. That's ridiculous. Desktop computers are the mainstream of computer programming. There are thousands of computer programmers in the country. Yeah, they use laptops, but it's the good old desktop with a chair and everything to do your work if you're going to do serious work on a computer. Now, I agree. All these things, these iOS 8 things, are not serious systems. They're play toys that people like for entertainment.
I love Jim.
Keep
it going.
However, I use my iPad. I like it. I use it to look at my email. But when I want to go do some Objective-C programming, I'm going to go onto my desktop. I'm not even a laptop, but my desktop.
Yeah.
Desktop computers are not going to go away. Although 70% of all of Apple's revenues come from the iPhone. So obviously they have been de-emphasizing the OS 10 line of work. Fortunately, Yosemite looks like a good system. I use Mountain Lion because Mountain Lion is solid as a proverbial rock. It never fails. It's always there when I need it. When I have my iPad and I'm mobile with my iPad and I want to get on my desktop, I can. I use things like TeamViewer to get onto my home system. Just leave it on and I can get to it anywhere I am. What's all this about doing away with desktops? My goodness, that's ridiculous.
Jim,
right,
Jim, speak the truth, baby.
My next point was what was missed on this whole program about iOS 8. It refers to something that happened 3 or 4 days ago. The director of the FBI made a statement, quote, Apple is now the most serious threat to national security in the United States, unquote. Do you all know that?
Well, I do know that. I do think that's kind of a catchy, extreme quote. But I know. I know what it's rooted from, though. Yeah, I know what it's rooted from because of the encryption.
That's what makes iOS 8 probably the biggest announcement today with its security. The fact that Apple, dear old Tim Cook, says we are going to encrypt all of our customer data.
Yep. And Apple's not the only one. Google's also said that about their phones as well.
Do it. However, you realize that this is a significant announcement about how this system is going to work. I'm in the software business for over 45 years, and I've never seen such a significant advance as this one, iOS 8 itself. I think they finally got it. It's a legacy from good old Steve, and they did do a lot for that. They did it at the deficit to OS 10 because I don't think there's enough OS 10 work going on in Apple. I mean, why should there be? Why put the money in when you got the money coming in from the other side? I don't even own an iPhone, but I've been an Apple user for a long time. And, well, I started in 1991. Most of the people on this show I'm watching weren't even alive.
Hold up. Jim.
Jim,
do you realize
they were in grade school or something.
Jim, I was older than Jim. Hold up. Hold the saddle up. All right. I got you.
For us older users, this iOS 8 with security is a real blockbuster. and we didn't even talk about it in the whole 2 hours. Amazing, amazing.
You should have called earlier, my man. That's why we take your calls so people can talk about topics.
I appreciate it because my next system will be a desktop. I've even got a computer room in my house. It's got 2 desks in it. Really, I even got bookcases. You know, I've got books on the bookcases. Do you
Wait,
realize
physical
that?
books?
That's wonderful to have a book you can pull down and look at.
Hey, Jim.
Incidentally, speaking of books, the reason I didn't go to Mavericks is about the big difference about Mavericks was it was going to have iBooks on it. Who ever sat down at a desktop computer and read a book? What a waste of time.
Jim, can I stop you for a second? Jim, no, here.
I have a little bit of ill feeling toward Apple about how they've de-emphasized more research and more development in making the OS 10 line much stronger. But be that as it may, I think maybe Yosemite is a pretty good thing. I'm going to go to Yosemite, incidentally. So,
Jim, listen to me.
Treasured mountain lion. I'm going to put him to dust somewhere, and I'm going to Yosemite.
Jim, you are amazing. Jim, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, good. Jim, you're amazing. Now, first thing before we go on, I want you to tell me again one more time, what do you think about the death of a desktop, really quickly? What is your gut reaction?
My death of the desktop?
Yep, your gut reaction.
I'm sorry. Repeat the question, please.
I want you to tell us one more time, very quickly, how you feel about the death of the desktop.
The death of the desktop. I just can't imagine that happening. I can't. When you look at that 27-inch, I would prefer something like in the 24. But you look at that 27-inch system for $2,499. That is an amazing piece of technology. It is just amazing. It's not so much the hardware. The reason I'm an avid Apple user is software. I've been in the software business for all my life. And Steve went to the Unix space for all the stuff of the OS 10. I remember 10.1 and 2. They were just I was in seventh heaven because I started out on Unix. And as a Unix programmer, to be able to drop down into the desktop systems like OS 10 and do things at the Unix level is just amazing. Mm-hmm. So I just don't think that they're thinking correctly, that they think they're going to drop it with laptop. Not for me. I'm not a laptop user. I just don't. I don't see the reason to have a laptop.
Jim,
that's
hey Jim.
I think.
Hey Jim.
So anyhow, that's my point. Thank you for listening to me.
Jim, you're amazing. Before you leave, I just want you to say I just want you to say these words. That's ridiculous, but the way that you would do it. Can you just say that for us?
That's ridiculous. for the way that you would do it.
Oh, you're killing it. Jim, thank you. You know what, buddy? You could call us anytime. We love your perspective. Quite honestly, we weren't saying that the desktop is dead. I was saying that not as many people are using it, but you are correct. Whether it's programmers, video production, high-end intensive stuff, yes, there is a place for a desktop. Apple knows it's part of their business and it's important. It makes up like 15% of the revenue. It's not the big boy, but it is still a key part of it.
Yeah, I think there's just not as much turnover compared to people buy phones and upgrade their phones year to year, but people don't necessarily upgrade their laptops.
12, 15 years ago, it was 85% of the revenue. Now it's 15. No wonder they want to drop it.
Times are changing, Jim.
I know they are. I go along with that. Don't get me wrong. I go along with changes, but some things I really just love. That's all. Okay.
You are the man. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
We appreciate Jim from Texas. Was it Round Rock?
Yeah,
Round Rock.
He could call us anytime.
Yeah, he's whitelisted. Yeah, absolutely. Top of the stack.
For those there was a lot of knowledge and fun in that guy. That guy's gold. That guy is gold. Thank you, Jim. Okay, we're gonna finish up the last 3 calls. If anyone calls after, we might just have to say goodbye because guess what? We have work to do. But we do want to talk to you guys, hear your impressions of everything you thought about, and let's go to Charles. Charles, what's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's going on? Where are you calling from?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. There we go. Charles, how can we help you? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about in reference to what y'all was saying about, people less and less needing a desktop computer. I think maybe they can make the iPad more capable, like not exactly make it a Windows tablet, but something similar. Maybe like have a desktop mode or possibly like an iPad 2-in-1, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they could. But I think it gets back to the same perspective of the phone versus the iPad of why are they forcing us to have two products when we could just have one? It's because they want you to buy two products, I don't think that their existing formula is hurting them financially. I think the thing that could potentially hurt them financially is if they make a super iPad that people could hold on to for 5 years without upgrading, and then their stock price plummets and they're the laughing stock of the computer industry. I don't know. Like it is. I hate to say that that the Apple really, is anti-consumer, and they're not entirely, but they are looking after their own bottom line. I think that what raises that Apple stock price is them coming out with new products, more products that you feel you have to buy, more things that have the Apple logo in your home, not necessarily consolidating those things into one superior product.
Yeah, I might be one of the few people that was looking forward to a new iPad mini. I still got the first gen. And, it was just kind of like they did the whole iPad Air 2 thing, then iPad mini, Touch ID, that's about it.
Yeah, I think that for you, ready to get a new iPad mini, you're happy, but I'm still a little let down that they didn't do more to the new iPad mini. That's all I was saying. That's what's a little frustrating for me, for users that wanted more. That's clearly a product where they could have invested a little more, but they chose not to for whatever reasons. Maybe they're looking at the numbers of what's selling and what is not, and that's the choice that they made. It's still going to be an improvement over what you have, but it could have been a lot better in my mind. So there you go. Thanks for calling, Charles.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Tyler in Tacoma. Tyler, Tacoma, Washington?
Yep, that's me.
There we go. Before we start off this conversation, I am going to be nice enough to allow you to talk. I'm not a Seahawks fan. I'm a 49ers fan.
No.
Red and
You
gold.
gotta be Seahawks.
Red and gold, baby. Red and gold.
Like they just said that you were going to let him talk, and then his monologue for like a minute. Come on, let the guy talk.
He's all. Tyler was like, no,
come on.
What up, Tyler? How can we help you out, man?
Well, I think I'm going to get the Apple Watch because that looks really cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a 5S, which does not have NFC. But the Apple Watch does have NFC. So do you think that if I connect the Apple Watch to my iPhone, would I be able to use Apple Pay?
Yeah, without a doubt, the 5S is a compatible phone with Apple Pay if you have the watch. So
Cool, awesome.
Yeah, so you'll actually need the watch in order to use Apple Pay for that specific phone, but it's completely compatible.
So wait, there's NFC in the watch, so you're like rubbing your wrist on the.
They never
the
showed
meter?
us. They never showed us that demo, but every documentation officially says Apple Watch compatible with iPhone 5S for Apple Pay.
Man, I want to just mess with people for the first week Apple Pay rolls out and just come out with like my Swatch watch and my phone and just complain about not working and being real confused and raising a fuss.
Wait, that's not what you would normally do?
I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be so much confusion on like how to make that process work. But I'm not giving people enough credit.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
The Whole Foods employees and McDonald's employees and Panera employees of the world will be well up to speed on exactly all the different ways in which people can pay with Apple Pay.
Come on, Donald. You know with Apple, it just works.
It's magic.
It just works every time. All right, cool, Tyler. You good?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for calling, man. And we'll see you in November, all right?
All right.
2 out of 3 games on the schedule. Thanksgiving, the nation will know. Niner Nation,
No.
baby.
They didn't win the Super Bowl last year.
They did not. They did not. You beat us. I admit that. I have to suck that up real hard. You could just, you got the chip. I didn't. I'm a loser now. I'll talk to you later, Tyler.
We'll have to see how November goes.
All right, later, bro. Okay. 2 more calls. Who do you want to go to? Want to go to the ATL first or Orange County?
I feel like ATL needs to represent.
ATL?
Yeah.
Dirty South. Joshua, what is up?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Joshua? Hey, where are you at right now? It sounds like you're in like a public place.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, but where are you? Like outside or anything? Or are you At home?
I'm in the house. At home.
Okay. It was just echoing.
Just some echoes.
Just some echoes. So what's up, man?
What's going on, you guys?
It's good. We're having
I
fun
had a couple
here.
of comments about Apple and just their product history, and just wondering why they haven't been as innovative as some of the other Fortune 500 tech companies and Fortune 100 tech companies. One of the things that I was wondering about was, why don't tablets have a display mode where, they could, I guess, mimic or mirror anything that you plug into them, saying, like, I have a PlayStation 4, and sometimes I want to be a gamer on the fly, but, you really can't do that because you can't really carry a portable screen or a display with you. Why haven't tablets been updated to do that?
You know what? I can't actually give you that answer, but there is one product that actually will enable you to play your PlayStation through that screen, and it's the Xperia Z3. They just came out with it.
First one with the what's the feature? The feature called is something like I know what it is, but it's like the screen streaming basically from your PS4.
Yeah, you could stream your PS4 onto your phone screen and with a controller and play it. Like, that's kind of crazy, but that's a type of. You're right. Tablets haven't adopted that, and I think part of it also is the components might make it too thick. Like, for example, how many tablets? Not too many. They have an HDMI out. There are some, but actually have an HDMI going in. Or even, like, there's no way they're going to fit component cables going in. So I think one of the obstacles is hardware. I don't think there's a big enough demand for that feature, but you're seeing with Sony's Xperia Z3 the fact that you can actually stream through your wireless network at least and use that as a display. I think you're going to start seeing more of that. It's just not a major feature that people are doing right now. But I feel you on that.
Correct.
Put up your
I also
iPad,
feel
play your
like,
PS4.
If you can put a projector in a tablet, you should be able to put an HDMI going in to any device.
See, look, I know you're up on your knowledge. I know you're talking about Yoga Tablet 2 Pro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I also have a couple of other questions. Just because the display feature, it's not just limited to game systems or anything else like that. I mean, you have multiple products. Like, you have your Mac Mini, which usually doesn't have a screen at all. But if you give your tablets display mode, you have a portable desktop that you could take with you. Everybody's saying the death of the desktop, but nobody really utilizes them. But that's because people really haven't been innovative enough to minimize it and make it portable. I mean, you have a laptop, but you can have a desktop too.
Yeah, I think, I see what you're saying there, and I think that the laptop, just in general, is kind of because it's solved a lot of those things that you're mentioning, people just automatically go to a laptop as the de facto, portable desktop, and we still haven't seen a tablet or any tablet successfully take on that identity as I am now a replacement for not only your desktop, but also your laptop. The Windows Surface is probably the closest thing we'll see so far. It does a lot of things very well, but again, I think the biggest thing holding it back is the Windows platform right now. It's just not ecosystem or operating system that a lot of general consumers want to get onto. I'm not talking about business, but more than anything, the general consumer. So that's what's hurting that the most, but it's one of those few products that is trying to do that. It's just not getting enough traction.
Yeah.
Correct. And I know that Windows is always above the times in terms of pushing out newer technology, just because you have different companies that specialize in different things. Apple really specializes in trends. I don't know if I know they're fully aware of it, but that's why they produce the products the way that they produce them. I mean, people buy trends. People will always buy trends. Which is one thing that I really don't understand. I mean, you have an iWatch, but you've let down so many people. I understand they have a buying platform where they're going to produce their first gen and just take out all of the things that everybody really wanted in the iWatch, and then try and push it in the next couple of generations to come just to keep the money going.
Yeah.
I just feel like if Samsung has put out 4 or 5 different generations of a smartwatch, why wouldn't Apple be smart enough to get it right the first time and then keep moving forward?
I'll take some issue with that. I think Apple isn't. I would not say, and this is going to sound weird, but I would not call Apple a trendy company in the sense that they're on the forefront of, putting out starting trends or keeping up with trends quickly. Because I feel like again, like looking at the iWatch or even the iPhone 6 Plus, they were like at least a year and a half behind the curve on when that trend really was picking up and running. I think what Apple does that is different, that can, I think, be interpreted as trendiness, is that they look at the computer and mobile market as a consumer product first, I think, and then a technology second. They make something that everyone, even outside of the techie world, would look at and see as a shiny, beautiful object that they want, regardless of what processors are inside. And they really nail that down first. The polish and appeal of it, the same way you would look at a Nike shoe or, a
pair of Jordans.
Yeah, exactly. Before they nail down the polish and appeal of that as much as they do the technology inside. Whereas I feel like a Samsung will throw out 15 different products and that are like, like the curved glass on like the Note Edge or whatever, like that whole stuff, and see if it sticks and see if it becomes a trend. Apple doesn't seem to do that as much. They let other companies trip over themselves and find the right formula, and then Apple will swoop in and try to co-opt it and make it its own thing.
You know what? Just as a point of reference, Joshua, and you're making a lot of great points. The times when Apple has tried to be a trendsetter, I'll give you a few examples. The Power Mac G4 Cube.
What about the the Shuffle that was just like the little paperclip looking thing?
Yeah. The Shuffle clip. But even there was a 20th anniversary Mac that was like an all-in-one with this weird speaker design, and it was like they've
overheated.
Yeah, when Apple has actually tried to do things to set trends, like a lot of companies, like Samsung, they don't do it anymore, so people don't really remember as much. But in the past, they weren't the most successful products.
Yeah.
So
Newton.
the Newton was like ahead of its time, right? But sometimes being that first to market, trying to push that trend is clearly a lot harder, and the amount of investment that you have to do to put into that makes it difficult to be that from their standpoint, and also just Steve Jobs' philosophy, and now that DNA is in the company, they're not doing that anymore. And I think that out of any Apple product that I have seen for years, the Apple Watch is one of the first-gen Apple products you should absolutely, if you really care about a watch, you should stay away from it. I'm going to get it to review it, to use it, but the Apple Watch as a first-gen product, it really feels like a very, like you said, they're going to see what people like. They're going to test it out. It's not even independent from the phone.
Like I can see,
it's not even independent
I can see
from the
this
phone.
slide already for Apple Watch 2, where they're going to show it next to the original Apple Watch thickness, and this one is half as thin. I mean, it's going to be. You can already. I know how that's going to play out. Like I know that the second generation version of that is going to be amazingly better product than with the.
And it won't require a phone. Which is the number one thing. The number one thing.
That was insane to me that they wouldn't come out with the Apple iWatch that was 3G or 4G capable.
Yeah, and I think that they did a lot of they spoke a lot to focusing on design, and I really do feel like the way that they designed that wristband system really makes it a unique offering. They have all these different materials, so it still kind of looks like a more polished Galaxy Gear watch to me when you just look at the face. I know the interface and the dial is different, but man, they clearly have space in there to put a SIM card. They do, because if they stick with that design, they're going to be able to pop a SIM card in there. If they do, I'm just saying that there's.
I would still be wary of having like a cellular device, even though I know my phone's in my pocket.
Dude, that one's closer to your what.
I know, but still, there's something about it being like right on my skin all the time. At least I take my phone out.
Yo,
yeah.
The boys.
Yeah, the boys are important. I'm not trying to diminish the boys. I'm just saying, at least I'm not going to be taking my watch off from time to time. That thing is really going to be on me, all day.
So
I hear you. I also have one more thing. Now, here's something that I would love to see from Apple. Just taking responsibility for, not even responsibility, but taking an initiative to move forward and save lives. With Apple CarPlay coming out, you have a lot of people who are still texting and driving, and I live in Atlanta, and traffic is horrible. Yeah. It's not really because of people recklessly driving. It's because they're not paying attention. They're distracted, And one of the biggest issue is being on a cell phone, sending out a text message, scrolling through social media, stuff like that. So as time goes on and Mercedes adopts Apple CarPlay, and all of these other companies adopt CarPlay, why wouldn't you have some type of fail-safe to stop your phones from sending out text messages if you're inches within the driver's seat?
I think it's because consumers don't want that, and they're not going to take that lead role to decide that for consumers yet. You know, like Apple is not in the business of telling people not what. How about this? People can kind of flip it however they want, but Apple's, yes, in their ecosystem and what they offer from a tech standpoint, they'll tell us what you need and what you don't. But from more of like a safety aspect or like lifestyle decisions,
Also,
like they're not going to do that.
As Keep It Real, Donald Bell is going to
keep it
here.
Keeping it real, Don.
Keeping it real. I take the bus every day. Is the phone gonna like prevent me from texting just because you can tell I'm in movement on the bus? Keeping it real, Bell takes the bus
not really
to work.
on the bus, but more so for cars, and that would just.
I know, but like, how is it going to distinguish between it being in a car versus being in a bus versus being on a subway? I mean, I think
if you're using CarPlay, I'm pretty sure it would be
if
a
you're
little
using
bit
CarPlay,
specific
I get
towards individual vehicles.
Well, you know,
not more public transit.
Yeah, you know, they have systems like even Samsung has an interface that is specifically geared towards when you're driving. The CarPlay interface is more voice-based than it is actually punching or interacting with the screen. I don't even, hands-free. You know, so there's always been hand-free systems. They're going to try that. I just don't know if they can make things safer, but I don't until a real and there's even laws that say don't text and drive and you will get fined unless those fines and stopping people is being taken really that seriously and the fines are high enough. People are going to still do it. I admit I've done it plenty of times.
I've done it too. I've definitely done it too, but you know, I try to keep it to a minimum because I've lost a best friend because of something like that. And you know, just seeing that, you know, nobody really could take responsibility for what happened, that, you know, it needs to be a bigger push than just, you know, a T-Mobile advertisement on a billboard while you're driving down the street or something like that that says don't text and drive. That's not really going to motivate me, but if there's a physical system in place that can definitely stop you from doing something, it might just save multiple lives.
I do think if Apple was able to pull off, I don't think it could damage Apple. I think it would be cool for them to take the high road, and I think it would. You know, I think that a lot of people will get behind it. But you know, on the other hand, if other people flock to Android because there's less security features on the phone, it might be, you know, not advantageous for Apple.
Hey, Joshua, before we let you go, I think you make a great point how because Apple is such a, if not the most influential, one of the most influential companies in the world right now, that if they took as much responsibility as trying to push out a mobile payment platform as they did to maybe some other kind of larger concern that deals with technology and just living, they could push it out. Will they? I don't think that's in their DNA yet. And
not yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
hopefully enough people will definitely speak up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I look up to these companies because I would love to work for one. I would love to pitch ideas. I would love to just sit in the R&D department and just be their junkie. But, you know, with what's going on in America, you know, people have to take responsibility for what's going on in the world. And that's not just people, that's companies, that's, you know, their love childs that they've invested in. And you can sit around and sell a trend all day, but, you know, how is that going to help the world? How is that going to push them to become the next Bill Gates, become the next Steve Jobs? You know, basically, when I'm on my phone, I feel like it's a big distraction to life.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
How many times of the day do you catch yourself on your phone when you should be working, or you could be being productive or starting your own business? You know, a lot of people just really don't understand that you're definitely on your phone or your screen more than 20 hours a day, maybe 18 hours a day.
It's the best and worst part of the phone.
Yeah, Joshua, you know what? I'm going to let you go. You're the type of cat that I could talk to for hours. I appreciate your insight because I think that you clearly are the type of guy that thinks more not about yourself, but beyond that, beyond the greater good. I think that's an amazing quality to have, and, you know, keep that at the forefront of your mind. And I just appreciate you calling and talking about those things with us, man.
Thank you. Thank you for taking your time out and talking to me, too.
All right. Take it easy, Joshua. Call us back anytime in the next show, all right?
Definitely. You'll hear from me soon.
All right. Thank you. Okay, we actually have one more call.
Right. Let's do it.
But Joshua, thank you. That was great stuff. You just see, at the pro show, we could go deep.
I know. Well, I think the fact that phones are such a big distraction is part of the appeal, too, right? I mean, how many times are you looking at your phone because you're like, you know what? I just want to be distracted right now, right? Like that's part. Yeah, exactly.
Elevator.
Oh well, I'm feeling bored. Like the terror of life is creeping into my brain. How about I just see what's happening on Twitter right now? Like that's part of the appeal of phones. But I mean, when you get too absorbed, it can be taken too far, just like anything.
I won't get into it too much, but I will tell you from a relationship standpoint, both with your friends, your significant others.
Yeah.
Like the more you stay off the phone, the better they are.
Dude, and with kids too.
With
my kid knows. Well, like he'll call me out on it if I'm looking at my phone.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
good.
Be
That's
like,
good.
Get off
Someone's
your phone,
got to
I'm
tell
like,
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone's
got
to tell you, Donald.
Yeah. It's like we're off to the Neo Amish farm. You're right. Screw phones. Phones are overrated.
Steven, I want to get your 2 cents on this about just the overuse of technology or the moderation of it.
I catch myself doing it all the time too. I just I'm on the couch watching TV and I'm looking at my phone. Happens all the time.
Yeah. My advice to everyone, be in the moment as much as you can. When I go on vacation, I shut that thing down.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest thing ever. Try it.
I will say, though, with a young kid, they turn on Thomas the Train, you need a phone to save your life,
Especially on long car rides.
Oh, my
stuff
God.
Like
If I didn't have my phone to get through an episode of Caillou, I don't know what I would do.
Caillou.
Oh, God.
So that whole conversation, people with kids, that completely doesn't apply. Like we've kind of agreed to that.
There are
moving
some
forward.
moments that are worth skipping.
You got family, you got kids. Forget what we just said. All right, last call of the day, waiting patiently for us. Justin calling from the OC. There we go. Justin, what's up?
Hey, first of all, I just want to say go 49ers. Big 49er fan here. No, you are too.
Woo! Ow! That's what I'm talking about. This is the best call of the day. Last call, best day. Best call.
Yeah, I'll make it a quickie too. Basically, I just wanted to say that I'm a huge Apple fan. I'll buy anything if it's shiny and made by Apple, almost anything. But they're kind of losing me lately because, with the new iMac, great device. I'd love to have one. But besides people that use their desktop computer for video editing and photo editing, how many people are going to spend $2,500 on a desktop when you could buy, a Retina iMac or a Retina MacBook for half that price?
Agreed. I think we had talked about earlier. Even when they were talking about the iMac, we're like, it's a beautiful piece of technology. It's just really expensive for most people to buy. You'd rather just buy a laptop,
Yeah, absolutely. I think that coming out with that device is great for people that need it for photo editing or video editing, or could want to spend $2,500 on a desktop. But I'm really missing the Mac Mini. I've been wanting to get a Mac Mini for a while. Been waiting on an update, and I just kind of hang tight with my MacBook Air. I'll wait for the new 12-inch Retina Air that's rumored to come out, and I'd rather spend half the price and get that instead of an iMac.
So you said something about a Mac Mini. Were you not impressed, or you were hoping that they'd get the next gen architecture for the Mac Minis, or?
I need something to make me buy it, and it's just not there yet. I guess that I don't even know what they could do to make it something that I'd want to buy. It's a little better performance. The problem with the Mac Mini, in my opinion, has always been that, yeah, it's great for me to buy and use for homework and some work, things like that. But if I want to play games on, it's not really up to par for that. So I need a reason to buy it, and they just don't give you that. They have this nice 5K device. I'd love to have it, but I'm not going to spend $2,500 on a desktop computer.
You know what? I think that Apple, in a way that they've figured out or they've decided, and a lot of other companies, because PC sales are just continuously declining no matter what price point they're putting it at, Apple's just saying, we're going to take this product. We know it's going to be expensive, and people who are going to want to buy it are going to buy it. Quite honestly, right, their MacBook Air and MacBook Pros, the prices have come down to be a lot closer to what we see from the PC side, but still they're not the cheapest laptops if you want to talk about a full-fledged one compared to what you might be able to get on a PC side. So they've just made the decision specifically with desktops that, look, desktops aren't even selling that much in general. There is still a slice of our pie, and our community that still buys them. And we're going to cater to that group that is willing to spend X amount, but beyond that, we're not going to invest in making a lower end scale iMac.
Yeah, I think what Apple has is that they have like a group of users that are just already locked into the idea of having an iMac desktop, and when theirs is feeling old and sluggish, they're going to go out and they're going to buy the new iMac desktop. Whatever new features that may entail is kind of secondary to the fact that they have an iMac size hole they need plugged in their home, right? And so they're going to go out and they're going to buy it. It happens to have 5K resolution, but it's like they got to do something to kind of keep it interesting. We would be like criticizing them if they weren't doing something kind of edgy and daring with it. But the one thing that they're not going to do is just knock off $500 on the price just because they don't have a lot of new stuff to show you. Like it's more Apple speed to like cram in a feature that people aren't even going to necessarily appreciate and keep that price where it is than to make it a lower cost product or cut it entirely.
Yeah. So there you go, Justin.
All right, now that's it. That's the show. Way to go, guys. That was a good one.
Justin was like, wow, Donald's so damn boring that I'm going to hang up the phone on him.
I was just looking at his shirt the whole time. That's a good-looking shirt.
All right, let's go check out Twitter real quick. I just want to see what...
Greg Federighi is trending on Twitter, by the way.
What? I wonder, is it all good or a combination of good or bad? Can you look it up? What are people saying?
Is Schiller Thrift Shop trending at all? Or is
it because of the Steve Colbert? I see this one. You're such a poser.
You gotta love the internet for positive thinking and making people feel good about themselves when they demean others. It's always
it's really because about the Colbert call that he made.
All right. Well, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that's gonna wrap it up for our live coverage here at CNET. You can continue to hang out on our website. We will have hands-on reviews, first looks, in-depth reflections.
Right. I think we've even got some good tips on using Yosemite when you want to get happy on Yosemite.
This is coming from the how-to guy, remember?
Maybe?
How-to guy. Yeah, we'll have a lot of how-tos on iOS 8 and OS 10 and all that. So, again, thank you so much for coming out and making this show great, having fun with you all. And we will be back for the next event. I'm going to guess this might be the last time we see people until 2015.
Could be. CES.
I like to call it CE. Yes.
CE best.
All right. Donald, do you want to say bye to everyone? This could be the last.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right. Beach them.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Thank you, everybody. Continuously hanging out with us and showing love and just being a part of an awesome conversation here. I am Brian Tong for CNET Live. We will see you guys maybe next year. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be here.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
See you guys.